e o francês Thomas Xavier de verde. São estes surfistas que vamos poder acompanhar nesta primeira bateria. Aliás, nesta bateria número 9, depois de retornarmos então à competição. Attention for surfers, please. Let's clean the competition area. Less than 10 minutes to start. This is a test. This is a test. This is obviously a test. We will start the competition in something like 6 minutes. Heat number 9, round of 96. From Germany, red Landletzer. From Brazil, blue João Chienga. From Portugal, surfer in white, Nick Van Hoop. And from France, surfer in green, Thomas Xavier. 4 nacionalidades na próxima bateria. Da Alemanha, Landletzer, de vermelho. Do Brasil, João Chienga, de azul. De Portugal, o Nick Van Hoop. E da França, o Thomas Xavier. menos de 5 minutos para darmos início então à bateria número 9 desta ronda de 96. 6 dias do período de espera desta quarta edição do Pro Santa Cruz, presented by Noah Serval. Ter um português na água a seguir, nesta bateria número 9, de Global Group. Vai estar com a líquera preta. Do Brasil e azul, João Chianca.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
It's now a good afternoon to you from Santa Cruz, just north of the capital of Lisbon in Portugal. We're talking all things qualifying series here, and it is a day 2 of competition, third day of the waiting period here for the Pro Santa Cruz 2019, presented by the Noah Surf House. Just after 2 p.m, it is that tide turn, the proverbial tide, that infamous tide that we see all around the European shores and around the vent sites. Been on hold, but we are getting the green light for go here. We will resume competition shortly. We did get through 8 heats of round 3. If you're just joining us, we're picking back up with action here this afternoon. As we mentioned, day 2 of competition. It is the QS 3000 coming to you from Portugal. It is a good afternoon. Gigsaliers alongside my local partner. I like to call it local because you really are based here in Santa Cruz itself. Good afternoon, Diogo.
Thanks, Gigs. Raised and born in here in Santa Cruz, so
proudly.
Yeah, proudly, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we had a really good morning. Really good battles between the surfers. We're already on round number 2. We have some top seeds on the round number 3. Sorry, we have top seeds already on the water in action, and it was a really good morning. But then, as you mentioned, the tide was the low tide at 12:30, something like that, almost at 1 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, good decision from the contest organizer to go on hold on either side of the tide. We did see very contestable conditions this morning on the high, but we ran those first 8 heats, 25 minutes each, so just, around 4 hours of competition running on that outgoing tide. Local time here now in Portugal, just after 2 p.m. We're on the positive side of the tide push again here, so we resume competition. You are joining us in heat 9 of round 3. We'll be getting that underway very, very shortly. A couple of big names, a couple of household names as well to discuss. Particularly that man on screen, well, that's Thomas de Beera. He'll be up against Nick van Roop, João Chianca, and Leon Glatzer. So stacked potential, stacked talent here in the round of 96. Of course, we did start back on Monday morning, 144 competitors. We've been through 2 rounds of competition, as you mentioned, now into round 3. And we'll now continue. There's your official lineup out in the water. Picking a favorite maybe on this one, kind of with the conditions on hand. What are we thinking, Diogo?
I gotta go with Nick.
That's just patriotism, right?
Yeah. We know that Nick is always chasing big swells. This hit is interesting because Nick van Roop is a guy that, as I said, used to chase some big swells. João Chianca is the youngest brother of Lucas Chianca, former winner of the Nazareth Challenge here, the WSL Big Wave Contest. And Leon Glatzer from Germany, it's also a big wave charger, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Right now we have Thomas Debier from France.
Opening ride for the encounter belongs to the Frenchman in green. Nice snap there from Thomas. Debier out on the face. This is the signs of the incoming tide. We'll see these bowls get a little cleaner and smoother here. And that's a constructive wave already. A little double fist pump there as we're inside that first minute of the heat. So good start there for Thomas Debier. Interesting to see where the judges go now with the scale. We saw a couple of big numbers coming with single maneuvers this morning. And when well, let's just go through the replay here.
Nice one, vertical approach, really nice. Back again with a good snap. Another one. That's the way, it's the good way to start the heat. Really strong, plenty of maneuvers, variety, flow. I think it's going to be a...
Saw the positive affirmation there from Thomas Debier. Yeah. You can see definitely that sandbar unaffected by the storm. Nick Van Roop, we're speaking of him and his big wave prowess. He's a master of the shortboard as well. Van Roop through the inside here. Comes from a little bit down the coast here. And that was a nice little wrestle to the rail there for Nick Van Roop. So quick exchanges here to get the competition back underway here. If you're just joining us, it's the QS 3000, one of two coming to you here in April. Of course, this one here, the Pro Santa Cruz, and then coming up next week down in Costa Caparica. Nice flow here from Nick Van Roop.
Yeah. He managed to drop the wave again into this little section here, and look at this turn. Yes.
Nice wrap there.
Yeah. Really nice rail work there.
Slightly more wall there for Nick Van Roop compared to Thomas Debier. Judges will take their time just settling into scores here as we get back into round 3 action. Of course, the round is the round of 96 surfers remaining, as is in the qualifying series format at this stage. First and second progress, third and fourth fall away. And when we went on hold just a little earlier, what I did notice is Samuel Ego de Souza with that win did find one of the single highest waves of an 8.33. So he features in that top 10 waves discussion. May have been from an earlier heat, but Samuel Ego de Souza had a very emotionally based, very limited English, as we said, in fact, no English, but out of his Brazilian language, he said he's doing the hard work and he's really applying himself to what's going on here. And that's the guy, there's no short changing here. The guys have to be fit. They really, especially in conditions like this, they really have to be ready for anything.
Yeah, Samuel is a force of the nature, you know. He's a really humble guy. He used to training a lot here around. He spent a lot of time surfing in these beaches.
On screen, Leon Glatzer, highest seed in this particular heat. Meanwhile, Debier will under priority snag a nice vertical attack here, watching that free flow from the Frenchman. Regrouping on the inside here, did open already with a 6.17. Now stitching together wave number 2 here under the priority of the rest of the field. And good work there for a quick start there. Inside of 4.5 minutes to go. Picking up now on Glatzer, inside section as he just heaves that tail. We'll have a look at the opening part of Leon Glatzer's wave shortly. As I mentioned, Glatzer, the highest seed here, wearing the red jersey, currently ranked 60th on the qualifying series. The 22-year-old out of, well, based now in Pavones, Costa Rica, surfing under the German flag from birth. And Leon Glatzer already at quarterfinals in the qualifying series, already in that first event over in Israel. And then just appearing on screen there for the first time, Zhao Chianca, younger brother of a big wave champ in Lucas. Of course, his brother nicknamed Chombo.
Yeah.
Did you get up to Nazaré last year for the big wave event?
Yeah.
Wasn't that incredible what the guys were doing there?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, Nick Van Roop and older brother Lucas Chianca just absolutely charging. But what about that left big 20-foot open tube ride for Nacho Gonzalez? We were calling the action on that, and we were jumping up and down.
Yeah.
We really felt that last year easily the best of the Nazare editions. We've had 3 of them already.
Yeah, you remember the first one? The first one was really, really big, and the guys were like just surviving to the ocean.
Yep.
And last year was just like perfect, with
There were
enough size.
quality performances in 20 to 25 foot bowls
Yeah.
in Nazare. On that question, how big do you think Nazare would be today in the storm? Just messy, 30
For
feet, right?
sure, yeah, something like that.
Nazare not that far up the coast, probably an hour's drive, a little bit over an hour.
Just an hour, 45 minutes.
Yep. The A8, an incredible freeway system here.
Yeah.
If you want to do a surf trip through an incredible land, make a bit of time. Rent a camper van, possibly. I'm aiming at doing it at some stage. As we look here at Nick Van Roop, a little in and out for the Portuguese surfer.
And it's funny, we are talking about Nazare, and a few weeks ago, there's a little 12 minutes documentary on Red Bull House of Media talking about the partnership between Nick Van Rupp and Sergio Cosme. Sorry, because...
Tell us about it.
Yeah, the partnership between Nick Van Rupp and Sergio Cosme. Sergio Cosme had the nickname of the guardian angel of Nazare. He's a water safety specialist.
Okay.
So go to the Red Bull House of Media. 12 minutes documentary, The Guardian Angel of Nazare.
Going to make a note on that. I'm also going to make a note on that last turn of Chianca in blue there. João Chianca, younger brother of Lucas. And now the action starts coming thick and fast. Leon Glatzer.
Wow,
Second
nice
wave
turn.
now underway. Good heavy rail work from Leon. Inside section now, a good snap as well. So judges still working on an opening score for Leon. Meanwhile, posting his second ride now is our German surfer in red. So good, nice content now for the first part as we resume action in the lineup.
Yeah.
Debier, you see now a 9.24 top left of screen. It's made up of his opener of a 617, add a backup score of a 307. So numbers starting to come in from the 4 athletes out in the lineup as we slip inside of 17 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And maybe with the ocean settling down somewhat, might start making some references to priorities, because we had very little discussion about priorities with a very open, littered, broken lineup for the first 8 heats of this morning.
Yeah, I mean, with these kind of conditions that we were watching during these past few days, really stormy conditions, a lot of water movement, waves everywhere. Look at João Chianca, he caught a right-hander and he preferred to run on the beach to go to the inside, to the lineup again. So it's still really hard, it's still really windy.
Well, we'll pick up on João Chianca just having a little run up the beach here. There is an incredible amount of movement care of the Atlantic Ocean going right to left on screen. We saw with the southerly winds 2 days ago the current going left to right, but now with the storm causing our lay day yesterday, you can see the playing field here now. Still low tide, so you're going to have a lot of broken waves rolling through, but still that left bank playing host to the main focus for competition.
Yeah, and right now it's starting to filling in, so I think that was a really good call to put the event during the low tide on hold. Nice try there, nice effort by Leon Glatzer. He's quite a big guy. He must be like 180 or something like that.
Yep, saw him down in South Africa last year. Let's have a look at Nick Van Roop here, answering back to Leon Glatzer. Nice sparky heat here. Van Roop's happy to put his hands up. Nice 2-stage rail turn there as he looks for the rebound. Incomplete on that one. But you can see a high frequency of waves. We saw a couple of heats with surfers going into 10, 11, even 12 waves selected in the lineup before the break. So seeing a very similar pattern this afternoon here, although, as the contest director will have known, is that he will expect the lineup to clean up quite a lot now over the next 2 hours.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Judges working on scores for Van Roop, Glatzer, and João Chianca. Meanwhile, Thomas Debier Back to action on the inside. There's one of those big bowls. Now, we saw scores of single maneuvers going into the sixes earlier on this morning. So you think that Debier is going to be doing a good job right now of backing himself up, because his opener was a 617. Was holding, as we mentioned, onto a 3-point ride as accounting. That's going to go out the window now when the judges bring out that number for wave number 3.
And if you remember, Thomas Debier was one of the highlights of the first day of the contest. So, yeah, he's in a really nice physical form, can catch a lot of waves and working on that waves really well. Look, nice bottom turn and nice. He kind of put the heads down and the body down below the board. Really nice move. This is the replay of Nicola van Roop.
Oh.
It was a nice effort, but too much white water.
So Nick van Roop will probably expect to throw away score. Wait and see where the judges go with that slam on the inside for Thomas Debier. Looking at it on the replay, though, there, Diogo, I must say, didn't come out of it very cleanly.
No.
Kind of rumble and a lot of bumps.
Yeah.
But there is big opportunities on the inside. Van Roop looks left but goes right now for a quick in and out. He'll go down to the bottom of the priority standings. Meanwhile, Leon Glatzer on screen in red is now holding first priority. We're seeing more and more surfing now coming together on one single peak as the tide starts pushing in here in Santa Cruz this afternoon. We have given competition the green light. We will go and wrap up the full round here. So we're going to go all the way to round 3, heat 16. We're going to wrap up the round as we watch Glatzer on the inside.
Whoa.
Oh, holds it together. Strong ricochet there from the shore pound.
And look at that, Giggs. The last wave of the blue surfer from Brazil, João Chianca, it was a 6.5. So he's now in the lead of this heat, but still waiting for the last of green and the last of red. I think we're going to have some changes on...
Well, not much required there for Nick van Roop to climb out of third. He's needing a score just under a 5. Let's start breaking it down. Here's Leon Glatzer.
This was really well surfed by the German guy. Nice floats, then a quick snap, waiting for the good part of the wave and finishing really well. This is the replay of the 6.5 of João Chianca. Thanks, guys.
Oh, nice. That's how you build a 6.5 in the broken lineup here this afternoon, folks. João Chianca, if you recognize the surname, that's absolutely fine. Is the younger brother of big wave charger Lucas. Good surfing there from João on screen, now the heat leader and holding priority with 11 to go. Debier, also strong performances, and still judges owe us a score for Debier. Been debating how clean his finish was on also a big maneuver on the inside. And Nick van Roop also waiting for a number. So let's go and hear from the boys. They're out there roaming the field. Ben Mundy, what have you got for us?
Okay, yeah, I'm here with one of the Portuguese's famous coach. Let's go through. I'll ask you your names. Your pronunciation is much better than mine.
Zé Seabra.
Okay, now Zess works with Nick van Rupp in this heat, as well as some of the other up-and-coming Portuguese surfers, mate. What's your take on this heat so far? How's Nico going?
It's going so-so. It's hard conditions, little reforms, little lefts, and he's in third now. He's needing 4.5, and I hope he can take a good wave. I think it's all about wave choices right now.
And did you have a set plan when you went out? What was the kind of strategy? Do you stick to one plan or have a backup, or what was the approach?
Yeah, it was hard to decide because there's some rides over there, so we kind of talking about the strategy. Last minute we decided to go to the left side, and I told him to go on the rhythm and catch a few waves because there's no point to be waiting too much. You never know what the wave's gonna reform, so that's the deal. And he's now, I think, second priority and needs a score. He's in third position right now.
And obviously Nick's known for his big wave exploits and his hard charging, which you can't help him with, I suppose. That comes from the heart. But how competitive is he? How driven is he to do well in these type of events as well?
Well, nowadays he has a different plan, and he's just competing just to keep in shape and keep fit. He wants to get in the big wave WSL tour, and having three stars at home, we thought that would be good to get in a jersey and try to make some hits.
All right, well, thanks for your time. Hopefully Nico can get that wave. I'll leave you to it, and back to you guys in the booth.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Good insights there as the boys huddle in the athlete area from the pounding onshore here in the North Atlantic. But what I like about that interview there is the best strategy for broken ocean conditions like this is just keep repeating, stay in a rhythm, catch waves, catch waves.
Yeah.
So Nick van Roop using this event just as I say, it's almost as a training camp for his big wave goals later in the year.
Yeah, for sure. Santa Cruz is a good training camp for big wave. Zé Seabra is one of the best coaches in Portugal. He used to work with Tiago Pires while Tiago was in the World Tour. So he's working with Nick. And Nick is pedaling for this wave. He's up and riding. Nice bottom turn. Nice turn off the top. I love this. I love this surf down the line that Nick does all the time, putting a lot of pressure under his feet.
8 minutes remaining on the clock. In 3 minutes, you may bet a lot.
And yeah, under 8 minutes to go. Thomas de Villiers still in the lead now with a 6.17 and a 6 point as a backup, and João Chianca with that 6.5 is trying to increase his backup. It's a 3.03. He's trying on this right-hander, 3 turns. He's gonna make it. Let's wait for the judges.
So on the inside, João Chianca, as you mentioned there, Diogo, trying to improve on scores as we get down to the 7-minute mark here. So the Frenchman and the Brazilian over the German and the Portuguese.
Yeah.
It's all very playable though. I mean, look at Nick van Roop down in 4th, as you mentioned, 5.41, not a big requirement. So there are your counting waves per surfer, top left of screen, 2 columns. And the requirements, 4th place right now, Van Roop in white looking for just a 5.41. Leon Glatzer knocking on the door here. Currently out in the lineup holding 2nd priority. You see everybody pretty much on that one peak. Again, this overview showing how much water is moving right to left on screen. We'll all, of course, get a little bit tardier as the tide comes in. Now, an hour and a half after the tide shift. We'll see the biggest impact on the lineup over the next 60 minutes. And then, of course, expect some big power bowls on the inside as we'll go all the way to the end of Heat 16 here this afternoon.
It's already different gigs. As you can see, Thomas de Villiers have priority and was actually sitting down on his board.
Right.
So that's a completely sign. Yeah.
There was no sitting this morning.
Yeah.
Everybody was just paddling against that current. Probably about 8, 9, 10 knot current at some stages. Here is your 2nd place surfer. Looking to let go the fins, kind of awkwardly, dare I say, but that was a tricky section on the inside. But what he has done is he's kept moving back into the current as well. So even though it is slowing down with the incoming tide, it'll be a useful reposition in the lineup for João Chianca.
Yeah.
Chianca looking for just a 5.67 though to snatch the lead from De Villiers. So you see, everybody needs a reason. First person to knock on the door of a 6-point ride now will have an impact on the heat. You look at already a 6.17 in the scoreline for De Villiers. Backed himself up, so a pair of 6s for the heat lead here. All very capable. Here's your 4th place surfer, Nick van Roop.
Wow.
All-rounder from Portugal on the rail. That's a nice hit right there for the talented goofy footer. This is going to be his best one by far. Nice little release as well. Drops his weight over that front knee as he comes out, just does the ride out for completion. And that was on the 5-minute mark, so that's going to have an impact. We said the first server to knock on the door of another 6 is going to change it. Heat leader Debier will answer straight back to Von Roop now. See the waves getting a little bit more structure here, Diogo.
Yeah, it was a really smart move by Nick Von Rupp under the priority of Thomas Debier. Thomas is completely smashing this hit, and Nick could find a little one like just a few meters alongside the French surfer, and he could manage to find a really nice wave. I would love to see
that
a
exchange.
replay.
Yeah, we'll bring you those replays shortly. We'll let those scores settle in from the panel. We'll see how the heat changes shape, particularly with requirements. So we're feeling that Debier, well, not sure that he betted a 6 as a backup score.
But look at the score for Nick Von Rupp.
Well, there's the change right there. Van Roop's last ride now in Surfer in White. Banks a 6.4, so single best wave of the heat. Meanwhile, Leon Glatzer will know all of this, and he'll be answering with his own version. Inside bowl for Glatzer will go to the air. There it is.
Oh!
And I'd almost thought that he'd wrap that up.
Yeah.
He'll be a little bit angry with himself for that, and he probably should be, because that was at a vital part of the heat. We just checked in a score for Van Roop, which had pushed Glatzer down to 4th. So he's going to get nice and tight now in the back part. Chianca and Glatzer on the hunt for points. Glatzer's got the biggest requirement of the 614. Meanwhile, Van Roop, they was not trying to catch there. I would say that was just a reposition in the lineup, using that white water to just chip himself a few yards into the rip. Little broken moment now in the lineup again. I think we'll definitely get a wave out of each of our surfers in this back 2.5 minutes coming at us. But right now, Debier is hanging on to that lead, and Van Roop has turned the heat upside down for himself, gone from 4th to 2nd. As we mentioned, a 6.4 for Van Roop, constructive surfing. Let's have a look at how the recap looks. Here is Van Roop, who's fought himself back into the heat here.
Yeah, really nice effort by the Portuguese surfer, the big wave charger. He said to us yesterday in the interview that he's only here for fun. We heard from his coach that he's getting in shape for trying to qualify to the WSL Big Wave Tour. This was the 6.5.
Yeah, good score there.
6.4, sorry. And this is the heat leader, Thomas Debier. The 617 by the Frenchy surfer.
That was the first wave of the heat, by the way.
Yeah.
So if we look back on this recap, this would be the wave that would set the pace early on in this heat here, Diogo.
And this is the 6.0. Really nice. I mean, I was talking to him last day, and he's in a really good physical shape, you know, so...
We spoke about that maneuver, Diogo. Remember, we said, you know, there were some single scores that had brought 6-point rides.
Yeah.
That one was a flat 6. So judges built that score out of 2 turns there. Could have maybe got a little more, but it was a slightly bumpy ride out there. Nonetheless, those are the numbers with a little over 1 minute to go. Debier and Von Roop are owning the show. It's at the expense of Chianca and Glatzer here. Just a reminder again, that column with the blue numbers, the blue and white, is the requirement. 614 required by that man in red. And just a 4.4 required by Zhao Chianca. Nice tight heat to get competition back underway as we're into the second half of the round 3 here. Yeah, you mentioned there's somebody actually sitting on their board. There's somebody sitting on the wall too. Marlon Lipke.
Marlon Lipke and Goni Zubizarreta.
Yeah, the European Brains Trust.
Yeah. One from Galicia, one from Germany, and both live in Portugal.
Yeah, well, that's the story for our 4th place surfer with that German flag next to his name, Leon Glatzer. Glatzer, highest ranked on the qualifying series, sitting at 60th coming to this event here in Santa Cruz. Opened with a 5th place finish in Israel, did Leon Glatzer, but now finding himself down in 4th place here. Not a big requirement. Everybody able to find sixes in the lineup. But it looks like it's going to wrap up as the clock will shut it down now, and it'll be Debier and Von Roop who get the upper hand on this exchange. That was a lovely effort there from Chianca, but it is too little too late. And the reality of it is that first and second advance, as is the heat formats here in the qualifying series. So we lose Zhao Chianca and Leon Glatzer out of the draw in this QS 3000. No problems though, there's another QS 3000 next week.
Yeah.
No doubt we'll see Chianca and Glatzer back in the draw come this time next week over on the south side of Lisbon. But for now, here in Santa Cruz, north of the capital, it is a round 3 heat 9 official result. Now Thomas Debier from France takes that win. Nick Van Roop continues through the draw here in Santa Cruz. Stay with us. We'll continue after the break.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Welcome back to competition here in Santa Cruz, Portugal. It is the QS 3000. Live coverage coming to you from the event. And here is your next heat on deck. Round 3 continues here with heat number 10. Looking at names like Thomas Ribeiro, Vincent Romero, Louis Diaz and Kenta Ishikawa. Auxiliaries alongside our local brains trust here, Diogo.
Yeah.
Let's go down and hear from the winner of that last heat, Thomas Debier. Put on a good performance there. Let's get some thoughts from him.
Yeah, thanks guys. I'm with Thomas. Mate, let's find out a bit about you. Well, you're not that well known. Mate, where did you grow up? Where did you grow up surfing?
Actually, I grew up in Guadeloupe, in the Caribbean. So yeah, it's pretty cool to surf because it's warm all the year, all year long. We got some pretty fun waves. I mean, it's not beach breaks like in Portugal or in France, but I come here a lot of times, so I'm getting used to it.
And who did you sort of look up to when you were growing up over there? Who was the surfers that you sort of admired or looked up to the most?
Surfers like Charlie Martin, Timothée Bissot, Gachendele. These guys were like older than me, so they were pushing us like to surf better and better. So yeah.
Well, talking about surfing better and better, I've noticed a real improvement in your surfing, even like the last year or two. I really think you've hit a new level. Do you feel that 2019 you've sort of just upped the level a bit?
Yeah, I think I upped the level, but I think the more important is in my head. Yep. Like I was less confident before because I was still lost in the juniors in school too. So now I'm starting to gain confidence and. Yeah, getting confident with my surfing, so yeah, I'm happy about it.
Well, you should be, mate. You're ripping. So Thomas, he's been on power, big, powerful surfer, good guy, got his head right. Look out for him. He's going to be dangerous. We'll see you in the next round, Thomas. You.
It's the French passion unfolding here, along with a bit of Australian passion as well there. But all good stuff here in Santa Cruz, Portugal. Meanwhile, these are your conditions on hand this afternoon here. Diogo, you live here. What are you seeing? I'm seeing a little bit of blue skies. Talk to me. I haven't seen the sun in 5 days.
It's springtime, gigs.
Here's our Japanese surfer during the break for a 3-point ride here.
Yeah, this is in green, Kenta Ishikawa. Nice effort there on his backhand. Yeah, drifting the tail on that white foam. It's pretty hard to do that. But yeah, we have Vicente Romero, Vicentinho from Spain, from Galicia. He's now up and riding.
Well, here we go, our highest seed in the particular heat, currently ranked 41st on the qualifying series. Lovely wingspan there as he sets that bottom turn and capitalizes on his second wave of the encounter.
Yeah.
Just a small throwaway number before that of a 0.5, so building scores now with 5 minutes gone, 20 remaining here in the round 3 encounter. Vicente Romero.
And then we have Tomás Ribeiro from Portugal, but I think Tomás Ribeiro is replacing Luís Perloiro, because Luís Perloiro yesterday on a free surf session, he got an injury on his knee, so that's why Tomás Ribeiro is in this hit, because he's supposed to be Luís Perloiro. And this is the replay from Vicentinho, Vicente Romero, a pair of good snaps and a finish one with the tail release. It's going to be a pretty solid score.
Yeah, two very, very solid turns there, good combination. We think back to our opening day on Monday, similar big broken left-hand bowls, two-turn combos done with a speed, power and flow on the rail would fetch scores into the 5s and 6s. That's exactly what's happened here, Diego. Have a look, top left of screen, 5, 6, 7 now in for your man in red. Meanwhile, looking at opportunities, this is his opening wave here, is Luis Diaz. Nice little wrap in the bowl here, clean onshore section, but a nice rebound as well. So finally, something on the scorecard for Luis from the Canary Islands.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think we are seeing an increasing level of surf performance in these waves. So that's a sign that the waves are better. This is Kenta Ishikawa, but it was a close out. The wave shut him down. So,
well, we saw Ishikawa open with a 3. Still not really backing himself up at this stage. Already seen a 5, 6, 7 in the lineup for Vicente Romero, our surfer in red. That man on screen, Tomás Ribeiro, now holds priority in the lineup, in as a replacement, as you said. And he's going to want to jump on the opportunity here of being in the draw in a QS 3000. Massive field of entrance here. Did start back on Monday morning with 144, a full field. And that is the same story for next week over in Costa de Caparica, including a huge influx of junior surfers into next week's format. As the World Surf League shifts its focus in between championship tour events here to Portugal for 2 QS 3000s back-to-back.
Yeah, 80% of these surfers that are competing on this contest goes to Caparica.
Yeah.
Gonna be almost pretty much the same guys.
Exactly. Talking of the same guys, we do have some big names in the draw, including former championship tour surfers in California, Nat Young. Of course, we're looking for the Hawaiian as well, Keanu Singh, to really start stamping his authority on the numbers come qualification time at the end of the year. They're all in the field here. Good performances from Mikey Dunphy as well, the American, getting a heat win earlier this morning. So some big names in the draw here. Mark Lackamore coming up in a few heats' time. Surfing, I'm enjoying this from Nolan Raposa as well as I look at the draw. Colt Ward, 2 Americans doing duty here. John Mel got a win yesterday. He's in the draw coming up.
And he's surfing really well.
He is. Mitch Cruz.
Mitch Cruz.
Mitchy Cruz, former championship tour surfer from 2014.
I haven't seen him in the contest area so far.
Well,
maybe he's in the shadow.
Well, he's seeded, so only has to start surfing from round 3. As you mentioned, a lot of the surfers working their way through from that round of 144 on Monday morning. Here we go, open face slash for Tomás Ribeiro. Nice bowl approaches him, and it approaches him so hard it'll wash him off board. Just inside of 16 minutes to go. Power in the North Atlantic. Yeah, the water's pretty cold as well. Do you find that the more the north wind blows, the colder the water gets?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So the water's freezing?
Yeah.
Because all I've seen is north winds since I've been
freezing.
here.
If you go to Algarve, you got a bit of the Mediterranean Sea, so it's warmer.
Okay.
But in this coast, the west coast, from north to south, man, it's freezing. Imagine to surf here in January in Super Tubos. Super Tubos works with north winds.
Yeah.
It's offshore there.
So barrels every day, but cold and freezing.
Freezing as hell.
Freezing as hell.
Huh?
Love it.
It's a nice contradiction.
Exactly. Priority belongs to Luis Diaz, who opened with a 3.67. So just a single score making up the numbers for our surfer in blue. Not a big requirement either, just a 1.33 required. The Japanese surfer in green occupying that second place at the moment. That 5 is made up of a 3 and a 2. So we need to see those levels start climbing for a number of surfers. And as I say that on cue, here goes your Japanese surfer fading to a regrouping set of turns now on the inside. Not going to find himself around the corner, will Kenta Ishikawa on that particular wave.
Yeah, I think he fades too much. This is Vicente Romero from north of Spain, from Galicia.
Also struggling with that rip bowl here. Meanwhile, heat preparation. Kalani Da Silva getting ready to take on PV Laborde, Colt Ward and Nolan Raposa in an upcoming heat.
Yeah.
So as we soldier through the rounds here, let's take a quick break. Stay with us. Qualifying series action coming to you from Portugal.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Em 2009, lançámos a fibra e poucos imaginaram o que seria possível. Crescemos, lutámos e acreditámos. E a fibra venceu. Fez-nos rir, fez-nos chorar, fez-nos fazer e até sonhar. Deu-nos mundo e deu-nos um mundo. E venceram os sonhos de milhões de portugueses. Hoje é de fibra que somos feitos. Ligue-se à maior rede de fibra desde 29,99€ mês, com velocidade até 1 GB. Mel, a fibra é dos portugueses.
We love it. The passion of Portugal. A sporting nation it is. And why wouldn't they, with the wonderful coastline like the entire 700-kilometer stretch here, all facing west into the North Atlantic, continually receiving swells. It's a good afternoon from Gig Saliers and myself, Diego Potricina. I'll get your name right one day, I promise. But as we rejoin the action, no real numbers to talk about. It is Vicente Romero, your Spanish surfer out front. 26-year-old ranked 41st on the qualifying series out front in the heat. But giving way is our surfer in green to the higher priority of this man, Thomas Ribeiro. Looking for an inside section of his own. Big hit there.
Yeah, nice work by the Portuguese young surfer Tomás Ribeiro. Meanwhile, Vicente Romero puts down a good backup. It was a 5.33, and back to live action with this great wave of Luis Diaz. My man. What a combination of two major maneuvers. Really nice.
Well,
I really loved it.
Yeah, before the break we said Luis Diaz was needed to get to work. He only had one score of a 3.67. So the young surfer from the Canary Islands gets another number now from the panel.
Yeah, look at this. Nice bottom turn. Really nice snap off the top. And then again, boom.
Nice. Yeah, judges are going to eat up that combination, especially that delayed rail drive off the bottom on the second turn. Might even bring another slow replay of that wave of blue. But here's that giveaway situation. That's how the priority works. High priority to Thomas Ribeiro. He finished off nicely, Diego.
Yeah, this is going to be his best wave so far. I see judges dropping scores for Tomás Ribeiro. It's going to be on the 4 range. It's a 4.03. So it is his best wave. And this is The 5.33 by Vicente Romero. Oh, well surfed by the Spanish guy.
Well, very
He's
tricky,
happy.
tricky left bowls as we continue with the action here with a little over 10 minutes to go. Lovely loading of the turns here from your Japanese surfer, Kenta Ishikawa. Is coming under some pressure now because we've seen solid waves delivered by Vicente Romero and Luis Diaz. Bring you that number for Diaz, surfer in blue. It's going to bring a change to the situation in the heat with 10 minutes now on the clock. And you can see the conditions on hand here. Still pretty bumpy, but that left bowl starting to produce, and it will continue to produce better opportunities as the tide comes in here this afternoon in Santa Cruz, Portugal.
Yeah, we can see that he's a consistent sandbag.
Oh, young.
I hope we're gonna have this sandbag for all summer.
Yeah,
please.
Well, you've had it all winter. So now that you've had a QS event, you expect a few crowds here when it gets to summer. But you were saying how consistent this area is, the angle of the coast here, just off to the north of us, the Nazare Canyon, so you'll be getting a little bit of energy from that as well.
Yeah.
And of course, people coming down to the beach in their droves, even in the challenging weather conditions. They'll be waiting to see what score comes in for Luis Diaz, surfer in blue. It's going to find a 6.83. So 3-turn combination on the inside sees your surfer from Gran Canaria really coming into the heat now. Meanwhile, wrestling with this is heat leader Vicente Romero from Spain. And that will be a waste of priority there for Vicente.
Yeah.
He'll hand the priority over to a surfer that's going to need it now. Third place Portuguese surfer Thomas Ribeiro. Looking now for a 6.48. The scale's been set in this heat now, Diogo. 6.48 requirements for third, 7.5 requirements for fourth. So the Japanese is going to have to roll his sleeves up as well if he wants to be part of the advancing top two come end of heat.
Yeah. They have to work hard to find those scores.
Well, Diaz, our surfer in blue, is up into second place and also holding second priority now in the heat.
I think we're gonna have an opportunity for Tomás Ribeiro. He's up and riding. Bottom turn. Oh, it was a bit sketchy, that snap. So,
well,
the throwaway for sure.
Yep, opportunity a miss now for Ribeiro. Go down to fourth priority and re-enter the takeoff zone, which we are speculating is going to clean up dramatically in the next hour or so.
Yeah, he's already more clean than in the morning.
Yep, we're seeing, well,
Nolan Raposa and Coltward.
surfers studying the lineup here for the next heat. Two Americans. Scoping it out, as they say.
It's cleaning.
Yep, they'll be looking at how much water is moving right to left on screen. And these bowling opportunities, predominantly lefts now with this incoming tide here. We did see a couple of rights on the low tide earlier. Here we go, Ishikawa, important wave, big hit to the top corner. He'll go down though, the diminutive Japanese surfer. He needs more than that. Reminders again of the requirements for Kenta Ishikawa, a 7.5 down in fourth. Talking of someone that's turning the heat upside down off the back of a 6.83. Here he goes again, looking to replace the score. Nice pivot in the top corner there. Bowl opportunity, nah, not on that one. So
lots of stretching there, eh?
Yeah, Diaz from the Canary Islands, just 20 years of age, 5'8", 65 kilograms, not the heaviest of blokes as well as our surfer in blue, but he is fighting his way in the lineup here. Currently ranked 171st on the qualifying series. Found himself 3 heat wins already. He's been working hard.
This is
went over to Tenerife. Did Luis Diaz. Of course, surfers in preparation. Saw some good surfing from this man on screen.
Yeah, you remember yesterday, 2 days ago?
Yeah, PV Laborde.
Really nice performance by the Frenchie.
Well, the sun's coming out for PV.
Yeah.
See if it shines on his heat results come end of the next heat. PV Laborde, part of heat number 11, coming up against Nolan Raposa, Colt Ward, and Kalani De Silva. Meanwhile, getting now down to the pointy end of business here, Romero and Diaz out front at the expense of Ribeiro and Ishikawa. See how smart the priority gets used now for the highest ranked surfer in red.
And actually, Luis Diaz increased his back up with a 3.73.
Meanwhile, here's your Portuguese interest in the heat.
6.54. It's not going to be enough.
Not going to find a 6.54 on that, will he, Diogo?
No, definitely not.
Where is our Thomas Ribeiro from? What beach?
I don't know him.
Okay.
I know he's a kid. I don't know him.
Well, just
I'm
signs
sorry,
of how
guys.
much talent is coming out of Portugal. Meanwhile, heat leader on screen, flying down the line. Lovely open rail work here now from Vicente Romero. Another chip and a big hit right there. So now you're going to see a new score replace as a counting score for sure for this man. Great work there from Vicente Romero. As I mentioned, sitting 41st on the qualifying series, working hard here in 2019 as that man on screen.
Hands down for this wave. For me, the best wave so far of the day.
Remember that Luis Diaz found a 6.83 for his combination of turns on the forehand on the inside. So we'll see now how this one compares. Are we thinking that we could be getting the best number of the heat?
I think so. I really love the first turn. Really smooth. Let's watch again. Look at this. Preparing the maneuver. Bottom turn. And look at this. Yes. Really stylish, really smooth. Again, good snap. And this combo here. Wow. Really nice. And then the bonus section. Another good turn. Really well played by...
Well, that wave would have had the attention of the judges from the start, because just even though he paced himself, he didn't rush anything. That would already have got the judges just really interested in waiting for something. And the numbers are checking in now for Vicente Romero, feeling that we're going to see one of the best waves of the contest. Could be knocking on the door of excellent category here, Diogo.
Yeah. Look at that. We are waiting for two judges to drop the score. But we can tell you it's going to be a great one.
So two judges have gone into the 8. One judge as high as an 8.5. Waiting for two more to lock in. Panel of 5 judges, highest and lowest, will get removed, and the remaining 3 scores averaged as it is with a computer calculation for each and every wave that is ridden on the World Surf League. Going to see Vicente Romero stretch out way ahead of the pack here. It won't be a combination situation, but it's going to really stretch out the numbers for Luis Diaz if he wanted to try and take the lead from Vicente. Going to come in at an 8 no matter what here. So if you look, he's going to replace a 5-point ride. He's currently holding a 5.67 and a 5.33. Meanwhile, heat leader still looking for opportunities on the way out. 8-point ride now banks in, so that's an updated number, 13.67. Probably the best individual heat score of the event thus far.
And you know, Giggs, Vicente Romero is working on the QS for so many years. And it's one of those guys that always perform well.
Yep.
Even when he lost, when he loses. So, yeah. This is Luis Diaz.
Nice.
Wow.
Get squeezed out of that.
Yeah.
Watch for more now from your surfer from Canary Islands. Oh, hang the question mark. Did he make that? Well, we can debate that one all day long.
I don't think so.
Meanwhile, Ribeiro up and riding as well. So here's the late charge in the heat now. Third place surfer hammering away. Going to get swallowed by the shore pound here in Santa Cruz on that one. And now, where is Ishikawa in the story? He's now holding priority, but he's going to need a 7.56. It's been a heat that has seen Vicente Romero and Luis Diaz dominating, and it was from early on. As we go to the heat recap here for Vicente Romero, found the 5.67 and has set the pace ever since for the heat.
Yeah. Really well played by Vicente Romero. Puts down a really good effort, and he has almost the biggest score of the contest so far.
Well, a number of waves here. He found a pair of 5s early on and then would improve upon all of it. This will be his 5.33 in the lineup from earlier. That was sitting as one of his counting scores right until this one came along.
Yeah, look at this.
8-point ride here from your heat leader.
Really nice
Speed,
performance.
power, and flow, all part of the criteria. Combinations of maneuvers. Boom, there it is. In the critical section for Vicente Romero. And an 8-point ride to really stitch the heat together in his favor. The other surfer that was doing well is Luis Diaz here.
Yeah, the guy from Canary Island. Look at this, fading out. Nice bottom turn, nice rail work on his forehand, and finishing up with a nice tail release there on that white foam. And that was his second one.
Love this wave here. This was
Yeah.
his 6.83 here, Diogo.
Yeah, we
Boom!
talk about that bottom turn.
Good stuff there from Luis Diaz. And that's going to earn himself an advance here through the round of 96. On screen, Vicente Romero with an 8 and a 5.67, a convincing heat score. He'll be pumped with that one. Will the 26-year-old Spaniard. And he's into the next round, and he's along with Luis Diaz. So great heat there to get competition back on the horse and riding this afternoon.
One of the best so far. It's my particular opinion, but it is what it is. I really love to see.
Well, good stuff there from Vicente Romero. We'll wait to hear from him. Meanwhile, let's go to an ad break. We'll continue here at the Pro Santa Cruz, brought to you by the Noah Surf House.
Is right. I'll sing my song to the morning light, and when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Em 2009, lançámos a fibra e poucos imaginaram o que seria possível. Crescemos, lutámos e acreditámos. E a fibra venceu. Fez-nos rir, fez-nos chorar, fez-nos fazer e até sonhar. Deu-nos mundo e deu-nos um mundo. E venceram os sonhos de milhões de portugueses. Hoje é de fibra que somos feitos. Ligue-se à maior rede de fibra desde 29,99€ mês, com velocidade até 1 GB. Mel, a fibra é dos portugueses.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to competition here. It is the World Surf League's qualifying series. 2 QS 3000s make up the entertainment here for this week and into next. And now setting up a new heat for us. Meanwhile, that is the official result of that previous heat. Before we went to break, Vicente Romero, one of the highest heat scores of the round. And here is our new 4-man heat about to unfold. 2 Americans make up the draw. Nolan Raposa, the highest ranked in the red jersey, comes to QS 3000 here. Colt Ward along with him. And taking on Pierre Valentin Laborde, PV as we affectionately call him, along with Kalani De Silva from the Canary Islands. So nice spread of representation here on the flags. Good afternoon from myself, Gigseliers, alongside my mate Diogo. Cappuccino.
Okay.
Am I getting it right?
Patrocinio.
Patrocinio. Okay, there you go. I bet you can't pronounce my surname properly. Never mind. It's been a quick start, though. I'm seeing judges already work on a number for Nolan Raposa. See him in red paddling out here as we look at the overview of the lineup. Quick start for the American.
This is Nolan Raposa. Here we go. Yeah, nice style over there. Combination of 2 maneuvers. It's not going to be a major score, but it's something. It's good to feel the wax on the board.
Nice swing on the rails there from Nolan Raposa.
I was wondering, you have some native name of
French.
French?
Yeah. Cellier.
Cellier.
Keeper of the wine cellar, I believe.
Ah, it's not Celliers, it's Cellier.
Cellier.
Oh.
But everybody says the S. Like I get your name wrong, everybody gets my name wrong. No harm, no foul. There's your fresh heat unfolding, folks. 25-minute heats here for the round of 96 surfers remaining. First and second advance. We're into a new heat here. Heat 11 will go all the way to heat number 16 to wrap the round. Will happen this afternoon here. second full day of competition. Of course, day 3 of our waiting period. We had a lay day yesterday. We pick up with action from Monday and now through to Wednesday afternoon. Of course, Magic Seaweed, our forecast partners here in Santa Cruz, predicting a better finish to the event than a start. And that's good news because we're seeing good scores already coming out of a broken lineup. It's going to clean up for us over the coming days. And we'll get this event wrapped up on Saturday. Get tons of people down here. We believe the weather's going to be good. It's going to be a great finish to the first QS 3000 of 2 back-to-back here in Portugal.
Yeah, that's for sure, Geeks. And now the forecast is really good for the last 2 days. I think we're going to have a bit of offshore wind for the last day.
Yeah.
Like side off.
Promise?
I'm not promising, but
okay.
I'm hoping.
We're all hoping.
Yeah, but yeah, the forecast says.
Can I just say something? What I've noticed with this lineup here in Santa Cruz is it doesn't take much of a wind change to have a big effect.
Yeah.
It's like the wind slows down a little bit, it gets twice as clean real quick.
Yes.
Wind changes direction, has a big impact. So I'm noticing an ocean here that is very quick to respond to,
That's right.
to the wind situation. Have a look at this here, live surfing Kalani da Silva. Wave number 2 for your Canary Island surfer. So nobody really posting anything other than Nolan Raposa's 4-point ride. Everybody else on small decimal scores. Early stages here, they've used up just on 5 minutes of competition. Still a full 20 to go. See where the scores start going in this particular affair. Looking forward to see how our surfer in white, PV Laborde, reads the lineup. Did a good job in rounds 1 and round 2 on Monday. I'm watching him on the inside here with this bowl. He's just positioning way inside of everybody. Meanwhile, Colt Ward, surfer in blue, has the priority. Now let's see if the higher priority of Laborde. Yes, he's going to pick on this bowl here. PV, your Frenchman. Oh, attacks the oncoming lip. And we do have a chiropractor here on site. Thought I'd just say that. That was a pretty vicious wipeout for PV Laborde. It wasn't a nasty move there. He saw the potential of that wave on the inside.
Yeah.
And used that priority.
That's part of the game.
Of course.
It is what it is.
Board and body still intact for PV Laborde.
And if he managed to land that trick, it's going to be...
Well, if he'd made that maneuver, yeah. But he didn't. Can make for a good replay, though. Throw it in at some stage. Just under 19 minutes to go as Nolan Raposa's back to his feet here. Opened with a 4-point ride, now building a second counting score in the heat. Raposa not going to capitalize on that.
I like the booties and the front deck.
Absolutely.
Nathan Fletcher style.
Meanwhile, the other American in the encounter, Colt Ward, on the rail. Nice sweep combination turn. Lovely hit there. And as I say that, we'll bring a little commentator curse to him. He will go down. We're going to see a nice flurry in the back half of this heat. All 4 surfers really needing to build scores here as no one's put their hand up yet. How about a converging energy on the inside there?
Yeah.
Just looking at Nolan Raposa's stats here, Diogo's sitting 37th, our man in red on the qualifying series. 7 heat wins already in 2019. He's been working hard, traveling around. He's been over to Australia, surfed the Volcom Park Pro for a 17th place finish. So a respectable finish there on the North Shore in a QS 3000 for Nolan Raposa. Not a great trip to Australia. 121st in Newcastle, 49th in Manly. Meanwhile, Colt Ward. We're going to see where Colt goes in this encounter.
Yeah, we didn't see this wave. So we are now watching the replay. Ah, yes, we saw this wave. Yeah. I didn't remember the beginning of the wave. Yeah.
Loved that little kick from Colt Ward there, but it wasn't incomplete. Meanwhile, someone that set the pace this afternoon, the heat winner of that last heat, Vicente Romero. He's down there for the beach interview.
Yes, I'm with Vicente. Congratulations, some big numbers, some big turns. But let's do a meet and greet. Let's find out about you, mate. Where did you grow up? What part of the world are you from?
Yeah, I was born in Florianopolis in Brazil, but I have a lot of mix. My parents are from Argentina, and my grandparents are from Spain, from Barcelona. So I grew up between Florianopolis and Barcelona. Then when I was 19, I moved to Galicia and northwest of Spain to train because in Barcelona there are no waves. So I've been living there for 6 years, and then now I'm living in Tenerife, in the Canary Islands. So yeah, just moving around.
He's he never given him a moving target, so yeah, a mixed background. But mate, out there, you looked at the lefts. Your backhand's been pretty strong. What were you thinking when you had that one, your best wave? What was going through your brain?
Yeah, there is a strong current pushing, and the left is the best wave for sure. So yeah, I just tried to get 2 good waves at the beginning. Then I was waiting like the bomb, and it came to me, and I surfed it the best I could, pushing 100% in each maneuver. I tried it to get a big score, and the judges like it, and they gave me 8 points. So yeah, I'm stoked.
Okay, last question. So you're a man of the world. You travel to these amazing spots. You're ripping. You're getting 8-point rides. But my question is, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm super happy. I love to come to Portugal. I have a lot of friends here. This is amazing. This place is amazing. And now it's too windy, but for sure we're gonna have very, very good waves at the weekend. So yeah, just enjoying the time here.
Okay, thank you. A man of the world, a man of the people. Big 8-point ride. Thank you, Vincente. We'll see you tomorrow for some more action. You!
Yeah, Vicente Romero, good stuff from him. 8-point ride.
It's quite interesting, his life. His father is Argentinian, his mother is Brazilian. He moved to Barcelona in Spain. There is no waves in Barcelona, so he moved to Galicia to start surfing, and then right now he lives in Tenerife, so really interesting. This was during the interview, cold word, with 2 nice turns and nothing further.
Nice maneuver on the inside. 3.33 for Colt Ward, sees him up in second. So the 2 Americans holding down court here, looking for those advancing 2 positions. Colt Ward still pretty fresh into the qualifying series. Made a QS final of a 1,000 last year. We'll talk more about that as we follow PV Laborde. PV Laborde is now off board. Nothing really coming together for PV at this stage here, Diogo. So I'm really getting a good rhythm on day 1 of competition with convincing heat wins.
Yeah, but now look at that. 4 waves, 0.9, 0.9, 0.5, and this is...
Yeah, but I mean, even if you look at heat leader Nolan Raposa, just a 4 and a 1.9 at this stage, so still indicative that it is tough conditions.
Yeah, but completely different heat. Previous 2 heats were really good ones with pretty high scores. We saw one of the best waves so far of the contest by Vicente Romero. It was 8-point. Only Samuel Ligo de Souza could do better with a 8.33.
Of course, as we move deeper into the rounds, some of the big names coming up, including names like Nat Young, Michi Cruz, Keanu Asing.
I love Michi Cruz style, man.
Well, here goes heat leader Nolan Raposa, out on the rail. Lovely sweep, good connection, speed, power, and flow being exhibited here. As I say that, he'll just get stuck on that rail and go down with a little under 13 minutes now to go. Raposa looking desperately to drop the 1.9 now and try and build momentum in the second half of the heat. It's kind of leaning on the strength of a 4, which is not really a strong number. So for now, Raposa will just nudge a little ahead. We're feeling that open rail sweep from him will improve on a 1.9. What's your speculation on that, Diogo? If you look at that last wave, even though he fell, I like that one turn. Could feel that one turn might just up his numbers by maybe a point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yes.
We're talking
it
about
was a 3.5, so it definitely.
All right, so in for the improvement of the lead now. 4 and a 3.5 becomes Nolan Raposa's heat scoring total. Have a look at the requirements. Nobody needs big numbers to turn this heat inside out. Colt Ward sitting in second place to attack the lead, just a 4.17, and then it's 3s required to attack Colt Ward's situation for surfers in third and fourth. So still lots to unfold here as we go inside of 12 minutes.
And this is the nephew from Garrett McNamara, the son of Liam McNamara. His name is Mackay McNamara.
So Mackay doing the trip over to Portugal here to try and find numbers. He's going to go up against Luke Gordon, Leopold Etienne, and Pedro Coelho.
Pedro Coelho. It means rabbit, by the way.
Rabbits, fleas, we've got all sorts of things in the lineup here. Here's that big foam clown. We saw this on Monday from PV. Boom! There it is. That's the kind of stuff that's got him into round 3. You hear his mates in the background clapping and shouting, and that, folks, is going to be the best wave of the heat, just like that as we hit 11 minutes to go.
That's the kind of stuff that we like it. Powerful maneuvers, intense maneuvers, commitment, nice bottom turns, nice foam climb. Really nice effort. Look at this. Hair drop.
Two-turn combination.
Great landing. Perfect.
So let's be the surfing sofa judges with that. I mean, and you look at how much squirt he came out of that first maneuver. Two-turn combo. I'm going mid-sevens for that score.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah? You happy to go mid-sevens?
Yeah.
All right.
This is Kalani da Silva, but that's not the way, man. You have to find that ball on that.
Well, we're both wrong. 5-point ride for PV Laborde. Really? I love that. I think maybe that first turn was a little bit soft, just as sort of a climb to a broken section. So maybe the judges put all the weight of that score on that last maneuver still.
Yeah.
One maneuver for a 5.
And for first place.
Yep, that's the situation change as we go inside of 10 minutes. Laborde up front now, Raposa bumped down to second. Colt Ward's requirements down in third of a 5.7. Kalani da Silva awaiting a score. Nope, it's in. It's a 1.97. So that's the clear look at the heat here. Laborde, Raposa in the advancing top 2 slots. Let's see what Colt Ward can find now in the back part. We have a little battle between the Americans going on. PV Laborde, though, folks, leading the heat, still on the strength of a 2.67. It's not a strong score. So 5 and a 2.67 for that man for the lead. This heat has got lots of stories to tell still. Here goes Colt Ward. Nice position in the lip, setting those rails. Lovely wraparound combination. Broken wave, though. And this is what you've got to do. You've got to roll the dice, keep catching waves. Some of them go really clean and bowly on the inside. Some of them get a little broken, but he has an opportunity to finish for Colt Ward.
Yeah, you have to surf. You have to surf every wave and try to find and keep the momentum in, keeping focus, keeping nice and warm. That's it. You have to surf.
Well, now the question we're asking ourselves is this worth the advancing requirement of a 5.7?
I think it's going to be short. But, yeah, let's wait for the judges.
Oh, sorry, 4.17. I think that's going to tick the box for 4.17.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 4 range. And this is Kalani da Silva.
Just didn't buy into that one, Diogo.
Didn't like?
Well, the judges didn't like it. Well, no, hold on. They owe us the score as well. So we're just waiting for numbers. Apologies here. Yeah. 8 minutes to go. Numbers still waiting.
This is the replay by Kalani da Silva. I like his style. It was a really nice wraparound. Another one. But the wave is too small. Another rail game there. Trying to connect to the inside. Yes, nice vertical move on the inside. It's going to be his best wave so far. Yes, it is. It's a 3.3. So he's now moving for third place, but we're still waiting for the last of blue. Colt Ward. He's sitting on a 3.33 and a 2.37. Something says to me that he's going to improve that situation. The question is, until where? It's going to be enough for second place. It's going to be a 4.2. No, he needs a 4.17.
Well, Diogo, we're still waiting for a score for Colt Ward, so we'll let those numbers just settle, then we'll review the heat situation as we get down to 7 minutes to go here. And as a local,
it's quite grey there.
What do you see?
I see a
That's south of us, so that's good news.
Yeah,
Not north of us.
that's it. We normally don't have rain with north winds.
Okay.
We always have rain with south winds and west winds. Normally with north winds, the rain goes down to the south of Portugal. And we are looking south, so it's pretty gray down there, but I think we are okay.
Well, judges still hanging on to a last score. There it is. It's going to turn the heat upside down. 4.77 for Colt Ward, the young American, up now from 4th to 1st. So this heat's still very close as far as numbers and requirements go. Those are fresh numbers, updated top left of screen now. Ward leads. Laborde, PV Laborde on the strength of that 5 is lying second. This will be his effort now to get rid of the 267. Deep and steep takeoff.
Yeah, late
And
drop.
too far back for PV. He'll get stuck with that. That'll hand, well, priority is with Nolan Raposa, the American that is now down in 3rd. So Raposa, the highest seed in the heat, Raposa sitting at 37th on the qualifying series. And right now, just rips running through the lineup here, just disturbing the potential of the wave faces. That will settle down over the next minute. So as we get inside the final 5, definitely see everybody still roll up their sleeves, so to speak, and get to work. But right now, Colt Ward and Laborde in the advancing slots. And De Silva has got the highest requirement, and it's not a big number, 4.38. There he is on screen. Young surfer from the Canaries. A lot of talent coming out of the Canary Islands in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, for sure. They have plenty of waves and good waves also.
Well, here he goes, talking of the Canary Island surfer. Heavy bowl there. Could have almost done a little grab rail, a little pig dog there for us. Haven't seen any tubes this event just yet. Saw a couple of barrels on the Sunday evening just prior to the start of the event.
On the free surf session,
Yeah, so there are some barrels out there.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, doesn't take much to clean up here. Just need the winds just to settle down in this stretch of Portugal. We are south of Peniche, north of Lisbon.
We are going to see the changes tomorrow.
And just a few minutes north of Ericeira is where we are here in Santa Cruz. Of course, all part of the Torres Vedras municipality.
Yeah.
Great to have them involved. That's your view northwards.
Yeah.
Some blue skies from where the wind is coming from. So
that's Areia Branca.
well,
Other
here we
beach
are.
a bit north.
PV.
And this is PV Laborde. Oh, yes. That's the surf that we are used to see PV Laborde doing.
So PV Laborde. Where's he from? Anglet?
Maybe.
Yeah. Somewhere
I think
in
so.
the southwest of France.
Yeah.
Of course, PV, of course, getting his studies and his professional occupation sorted out as well. I believe he's in the medical field.
Yeah. And he's trying to increase.
Well, that's not going to be good news for Raposa and De Silva. That I must add here. Because Laborde was sitting second just with a 267 in his scoreline. Here we go, late takeoff for a surfer from Canaries. Not going to be a massive number for Laborde. Judges sort of sprinkling 4s on the cards here. 4.4 is the average. But it is enough to go from second to first. So now, new situation. Ward down to second. Colt Ward requires just that 4.64. And Nolan Raposa in that cutoff third place position, still holding priority, needs just a 4.11. So all very, very close here. With 2:45 now on the clock, this is the qualifying series grind. We trust that from wherever you are tuned in, you'll enjoy the entertainment value that we are trying to bring you here in very tough conditions in Portugal. Of course, as we mentioned, 3rd day of competition, 2nd full day. Let's have a look at the heat recap. It has been a very well-balanced affair between PV Laborde, Colt Ward, Nolan Raposa and Kalani De Silva.
This is the last wave from PV Laborde.
This is where PV snatched the lead right at the end here. So just having a look at that highlight from pretty late on in the heat for PV Laborde. This was his earlier score here, Diogo.
Yeah, this is the 5.0.
That was the one I thought was worth a little more, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Definitely a bit underscore. This was the answer by Colt Ward. Really nice effort by the American guy. Really nice and sharp. Trying to fade to the white water and sneaking that little section there. And another re-entry. It was a really nice wave for Colt Ward. I think it was his best wave so far. So it was a 4.77. So right now, under 1.5 minutes to go, Colt Ward up and riding again. Nice re-entry. He managed to be... No. Unfortunately, man.
Colt Ward is off with 1 minute to go, trying desperately to defend and build some score. Ward with a 3.33 in his scoreline. So this is going to be a nice tight finish. Where is Nolan Raposa? He's been holding priority now for about 5 or 6 minutes, maybe even longer. And he is well within striking distance here. 4.11 requirement for the third place surfer. And if he finds that, it could be at the expense of his American counterpart, Colt Ward. See him on screen there, kind of getting pulled from right to left with that non-stop current. A little bit of a rippy, bumpy ocean again here. It goes through these patches of brokenness. We are in a bit of a broken patch here. Maybe this one's going to find a bowl on the inside for Raposa. Here he goes. Important ride here. Third place on the hunt for a mere 4.11. This wave is flexing and bowling. That's a good rail work from Raposa. He is our highest seed, as we mentioned. And wow.
Whoa. Tough decision here.
Tough decision right there.
Yeah. The requirement, it's 4.1.
Yep. They're not thinking, never really got the opportunity to unleash here, did Raposa. What are you thinking of this, Diogo?
I love those bottom turns, but this first turn wasn't so good. This one is a good one with tons of speed, but yeah, the wave shut down on him. I think he's not going to be enough.
Well, it struggled with wave selection because, as I say, he'd held that priority for quite a while. And last of red, 2.53 is not going to be enough. That man on screen, PV Laborde, is going to take a win here in the round 3 encounter. It's the round of 96 surfers remaining, and Laborde will win heat number 11 of it. Colt Ward finds the advancing slot alongside him. It's at the expense of Raposa and De Silva. That was good value entertainment heat, even with some pretty bad rips running through the lineup in that particular heat.
Thanks, Mr. Paul Heavens, for bringing us the sun.
Well, it is sunny skies here. Let's throw to a break here. We're about to tee off heat number 12. Stay with us. It's the Pro Santa Cruz coming to you from Portugal.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Favorite sound first thing in the morning. We are on playback. Let's see what I falls here. To show why that he is the best surfer in the world. Are you kidding me? Welcome back to the beach. Drink it in, Surf World. In the booth, Evans and Mundy.
Dream
It
team.
in the sky. The sun's got his hat on. The waves are on the crank. PV Laborde just got through along with Cole Ward in that last one. We got a brand new heat on deck. We've got the tide filling in, focusing that energy on the bank. The waves are getting better. And that's what we got in the water. Luke Gordon, Mackay McNamara, Leo Paul Etienne, and Pedro Coelho. So they just keep on coming with the quality. Another international flavour. 2 Europeans. Surfer from Hawaii and an American. Here we go, the backside attack. Straight off the bat, it's Pedro Coelho. Small away from him, the Portuguese. Getting something going on the right-hander here. Kind of a soft wave for him. He's just going to milk this thing, which he does with a reasonable amount of success. Welcome back, Ben.
Good to be here, Paul.
How'd you go down with the interviews? Get some good stuff?
Yep. I spoke to one of my new favourite surfers, Thomas Debier.
Yep.
Guadalupe. Got a lot of the beat derbyage about him, I find. A massive compliment, I might add. At the back out, Flash Gordon. What's he got? Goes for a big backhand snap. And finishes off. Yeah, spoke to Portuguese super coach. But right now, speaking of Portuguese super people, got Diogo down there with the winner of the last heat. Take it away.
Thanks, man. I'm here with PV Laborde again. Ça va bien, Pierre?
Ça va, super, merci.
Tough conditions out there. Tell us about it. A lot of rips. We seem to start the heat up. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was really hard, and it's weird because when we were looking for the heat, there was some really good left, and now it's like really hard. And I'm pretty lucky to have Mark and Ramsey with the board to say like go left, go right. It was really hard, and yeah, I had a lot of emotion on this heat because I did maybe 15 minutes doing nothing. I was really hungry, and I was like, fuck, you're right to surf, so have fun. And just after I make only 2 waves, but it's enough to make the hit.
Yeah, we saw some really nice left-handers surfing by you. And tell us about when you saw the heat, guys like Nolan Raposa, and what was you thinking about before the heat?
Yeah, Nolan Raposa and Colt Ward. I know this is some like new names and new generation, and American guys. So we are French, but I don't care. And
you just do your job.
Yeah, just go for it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm just here to have fun, to compete and make it, and I just enjoy the moment.
Okay, and what you gonna do for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna look for Mark hit. He's in 4 hit, I think. It's 14, and I think he's gonna break the total on this wave because he's really powerful. And yeah, I hope so. And I gonna try to help him as much as he helped me on this hit.
Okay, thanks, PV. Congratulations. See you next round. Back to you, boys.
Yeah, thanks, Diogo.
Lot to unpick in that interview, Paul.
Yeah, just probably apologise for the language. I think someone said right-hander, which is we don't like to hear that kind of talk, do we?
Yeah, no,
that's disgusting.
There was the R-bomb dropped. Just and double check Diogo isn't having a stroke, which I'd just like to get some medical attention. Is there any more French name than Pierre Valentin out there? I haven't seen one in a while, I'll tell you that.
We've got a Leo Paul out in the water. And we've got Commissioner Gordon from Batman on left-hander there, just kicking out behind him. Meanwhile, Pedro Coelho, Peter Rabbit, the Portuguese, has got a meaty left here. Can he hop onto it? And he does. And he'll look to disappear down a hole on the inside. Oh, and he's just still belting it.
Bit of the Taj Burrow about him there.
Yeah. Nice few hits there from our Portuguese shredder. The Goofy, he had a very unconvincing right early on. Didn't get much points-wise, 2 or something. This is going to be a healthier number. So sets pouring in. Good bit of energy to the start of this one. As we see that kind of focusing on that shory left-hander. And it won't be a great surprise for our listeners all around the world to know that there's been loads of tweets coming in. I mean, it's just lighting up. Hashtag Pro Santa Cruz is trending like mad. One in here from Karen Farrow, Byron Bay. Question for Ben. I'll just check the replay and we'll go back to the tweets in a sec. So nice late drop for Gordon. Belted it hard. And then he got a good piece of this Monday. What do you think from Gordon? You liking it?
Yeah, I liked it. 2 big hits, good timing. This was Curlo's wave. It's just waited for it, got 1 snap in, but a little bit ungainly. And then that was just looked a little weak for that layback snap and a little phone climb. So that won't do a whole lot as well. Definitely Luke Gordon getting the best exchange of the heat so far with 17 minutes to go.
Yeah, so just picking up Karen's tweet. She obviously follows you quite closely, Money. She seems to know a lot about you. So she wants to know, in theory, if you had a choice out of a trip to Santa Cruz to stay at the Noah Surf House on your own, or trip to Tavarua with Shane Dorian and Bill Murray, which one do you go for? Is that a difficult choice to make?
Yeah, it is really difficult.
Two of your mates.
Yeah.
Good dinner crowd.
Yeah.
But, on the other hand, Noah, Surf House, Santa Cruz Beach Break.
Yeah, I mean...
6 of one, half dozen of the other, isn't it? It's win-win, basically.
Can I have Shane and Bill at Noah's?
Well, then it's obvious which one you're going to go for. Do you know what, though? They've got really fast Wi-Fi there. You could just Skype them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, morning, noon, and evening.
Yeah. Just put up you can put a camera in their computer and they don't know. I shouldn't mention that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, I'm probably going to, I'm going to take Tavarua, but it's like,
What?
it's a very, no, I'm joking. Of course I'm staying at Noah's Beach House.
Yeah.
Way more fun. I mean, I've hung out with Shane and Bill. I'd like to meet new friends, and that is one friendly place.
Yeah, we've got some, what's going on tonight down there? We've got some action. DJ set starts at 6:30. Whoa, big
here we go.
hit. That's a big number. Oh, massive. Leo Paul's gone mad.
He's got a huge 8.67 for that, Paul, which is the day's highest. So that was massive.
All right, live action here. Here goes Mackay McNamara. A Hawaiian on a left. But I tell you what, Leo Paul has absolutely torn this line up a new one there. It's gone into the excellent range. 8.67. The judges have been dying to throw a big number. We saw an 8 go down 2 heats ago.
Yeah, Vicente Romero got an 8.
Backhand attack from him. And then once again, the backside getting rewarded there for Leo Paul. Here goes our American surfer, Luke Gordon. He's flying with the speed. And that's nicely done, really nicely done. Has the whip, Mundy. Are you calling that a make?
No, but it was a good effort. It was, yeah, you're right about the whip. Really surprising how fast he smoked that around, but yeah, he didn't quite complete it. Definite levels increasing. High seeds moving into the draw. Waves a bit better. We're going to see some bigger scores. You're starting to see those 8 excellent point rides, excellent range rides, and we're going to see more of those. So, yeah, Leo Paul, LPE, just absolutely smashing it on his backhand. And this one here, we're just seeing, it comes around Gordon and just flicks it out. I'll tell you what, if he'd made that, that would have been a pretty good score, I'd reckon, but he just couldn't quite swing it round. And, yeah, he's not a completion, but he's looking good. He's looking strong.
So, Leo Paul in a very commanding position indeed. 8.67, massive backside hits. Just belting it. Yeah, the judges have said, you know what, you're going to throw down that kind of shredding. They're going to give you major numbers. That's what they've done. He's in the lead. He's out front. He leads Pedro Coelho, Portuguese. Just a bunch of threes. Well, 3 and a 2 from him. Gets a 6 combined total. At the moment, it's good enough for second. Don't reckon it will become the end of the heat, because one thing we're not really getting is lulls. That's it. We're kind of getting waves all the time. Anything, it's almost like too many waves. Some of them shut down this this rip bowl left. Some of them stand up sweetly on the bank. And things just should get better and better. High tide tonight, around about 6:37 local time. So in about 3 hours. Must be around mid-tide now. It's coming up for 3:45 in Portugal. And wherever you are tuning in from, whether you're hitting us up on the tweet or maybe leave us a comment on the YouTube. Lots of comments on the live YouTube, the YouTube chat. Tell us where you're watching from. We might give you a shout out.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah, tell us what your favourite amp-up song is. Tell us your favourite moment from surfing history, the golden era. Mine was Portugal 2010. Andy liked the kind of more of the north central coast of New South Wales. Is that what it's called?
North coast of New South Wales.
There you go.
Yeah, that was my choose, my time.
Interesting. Do you want to go right on backside on the single fins? A bit of a weird choice, isn't it? Said no one ever.
That's why you had Barley's in the early 80s as backup.
So, live action. Here goes Coelho, driving off the bottom. Swinging around on a kind of a lumpy pocket. And he'll go down. Not sure if he's going to chip away either of his scores with that. The lineup does look a little bit kind of seasick at the mo. There's all sorts of stuff bumping around out there. Wind's gone maybe a wee bit more cross-short. Or is it just basically exactly the same as it's been all day? It's just the sun's out now, which is certainly a step in the right direction.
I've got a...
more tweets?
Yeah, more tweets.
What have you got, Mundy?
I've got Linu from Estonia. I love... Oh, wait, hold that thought. Oh, here's the heat leader, just goes down. Yeah, Linu from Estonia. She's new to the surfing business, loves it. Wants a bit of advice. So she has to decide whether to get a long arm spring suit or a long-legged short john. They're the two. They're the only two wetsuits she's got in her local Estonian surf shop. She's a bit at loss to decide which particular one she should buy.
Okay, good question. First of all, stoked to have the Baltic nations online as well. Strong surfing community up there, and it's only growing. Water does actually get quite warm in the Baltic in summer. It warms right up, a lot of fresh water. So a big range of temperature, hence how you can get away with either a long arm spring suit or a long john. I think if I were her, I would probably try and match it with the boards. If I was like on more of a longboard tip, like knee padding on my log, maybe leashless on one of those Estonian point breaks, I'd probably go the long john. And if she's kind of bringing like the sort of shortboard attack, go the long arm springy. What do you reckon, Ben? Sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Or get both, support the surf industry. Or get neither, don't waste your time surfing there. Book a trip to Noah Surf House.
Win-win.
They've got surf equipment, they got you covered. They got a bunch of boards there. We walked past the rack yesterday. Wicked looking boards, wetsuits, everything you need.
Everything you need at all levels. No matter what type of surf you are, no matter what type of waves you like, they've got you covered down there. They've got surf coaches, they've got lessons, they've got all the equipment. So yeah, got cool bikes you can hire. Got it all. Jim. Right now though, still with that 8.67 ride, Leo Paul has set a mark. He hasn't been able to back it up, but here he goes. This is a wedge. What's he got? A big foam climb to start off with. Uh-oh, wait for it. And another one. He's looking really sharp. And he just can't get another one, but he did back up his score. That was really well surfed. Just unfortunately didn't have one more open section where he could have laid into it, but he looks like he really does mean business, this kid. In the right place at the right time, and he's going for it. He's showing us real aggression, which is what I like to see. Bit of risk. That's the only way you get to anywhere near the top of this sport. You can't play it safe. It'll get you so far in a couple of early rounds, but then it won't get you any further. And that's one of the key lessons that these guys will find out as they progress from the 3,000s up to the 6,000s, all the way to the 10,000s. As we see, another nice left. Look at that left. That's a nice hook in the pocket. Comes around, sort of tags the end bit, but with not a whole lot of fin release.
McNamara looking to get out fourth there, 3:05. The requirement's not a big number for him. Just needs to rally and keep at it.
Yeah, from the famous McNamara's from Hawaii. Well known. Obviously, the Liams and the Garretts of the world. The next generation, Mackay Landon, famous great pipe surfer, good ukulele guitar player, musician.
Funny you should say that, Ben, because our next tweet's got a bit of a musical theme. Let's just get to the live action for now. Here goes Quello. Sort of a 10 stiff bottom turn. Kind of semi-engaged on the hack, but not that convincing. He's got a bigger wave here. Got some power to deal with.
That was a tube.
Can't deal with that power. He loses the fins and goes down, Mundy.
Oh, that's got to hurt. Just as a surfer, let alone as a competitor.
Didn't really see what he did wrong there. He looked like he had that.
We fell off.
All right, here we go with an absolute bomb out the back from Gordon. This is a smoking wave.
The commissioner's on fire. He's going to whack it up there. Nice. Wow. Whoa, that was an explosion. How fast he got. It looks like it got shot out of a cannon down the bottom there. 7 minutes to go. So Luke Gordon was in fourth. I only did a 4.68. So I reckon he might have got that there, Paul.
Okay, John Paul Jones sending the tweet. He's from Wolverhampton. I'm assuming it's not a Led Zeppelin musician, but he's saying, Mundy, did you go through a sort of stage where you played a bit of guitar? Was that ever a thing for you? Let's revisit that. Stay with the live. Here goes our heat leader, Leo Bull, and he's belting it. Oh, stop it! And that was a huge backhand floater attempt, and he decided, I think quite prudently, to abort and abandon ship. Andy, your thoughts?
On the music? Or the,
no, first of all, that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think that was better to be safe than to be sorry. That was an ankle breaker or definitely a board breaker. And he's already in a pretty good position. So, yeah, discretion, better part of valor in that instance.
Ever thought about picking up the axe? Maybe when you were sort of 16, you kind of, I don't know, when you sort of, you ever think, I know.
I had more dreams of. No, I didn't have the talent. Let's all the dexterity. I do love the music. I love guitars, so I went more for the classic. If you don't have the talent and you do love the sound of your own voice, I had a minor crack at the lead singer kind of thing. You know.
Did you?
Yeah, a few of the punk bands.
What were some of the names?
We had one. It was called. Oh well, some I can't pronounce on air. The Pork Chops was one band we had. But yeah, it soon worked out that although I did like the sound of my own voice, although I had the confidence to get up on the microphone, I didn't really have the singing ability to get me over the line. So yeah, that was that, Paul. I finished my career pretty early. Played a couple of garages, one fourth bill on the Redhead Board Riders presentation night, and pretty much wrapped it up.
5:20 to go. It's still Leo Paul Etienne way out in front with that big 8.67, but he's only got a 2.9 as a backup. So he still needs to get to work on that backup. He went down really hard on that last big left. He looks all right. Meanwhile, Mackay McNamara, he's thrown down a 6. That's put him up into second place. He's in an advancing position. And he's been rallying for that wave. He's been looking for it for a while. He's been rolling the dice, and it's paid off. His backup's to 3. So he's in that all-important second spot at the moment. Gordon, meanwhile, back in third now, looking for 4.54. Not a huge need score as we see our Portuguese, our local Pedro Coelho, and he is in the hunt for 5.54. Slightly awkward first snap, then a better sort of tag of the lip, but I'm not sure how that'll work out score-wise. It was a combo. The first turn wasn't super convincing. Let's see if he can just chip away a little bit. Time ticking down.
Got a bit of a question here too on the hashtag on Twitter, Pro Santa Cruz. It's from Mary Jo. She's in Louisiana. She's 16. We'll get back to this after we just have a quick look at what's been going on in the heat at this large. Going to see all the big scores. And what's been a pretty action-packed heat, really.
Oh, man.
Non-stop action.
Yeah, well, it's
a lot of waves getting ridden, a lot of opportunity.
The big headline is one Frenchman called Léopold Etienne. And he started off kind of tentative, but he hit his stride later in the heat, belting that turn, releasing nicely on the tail. That's really technical, and he's done really well to bang that out. Meanwhile, this is Mackay McNamara, the Hawaiian. Nice backhand float, nice and late. It's a little bit of hang time, and then he had to kind of readjust just to keep his energy through to the shore. He doesn't cooperate with another section on that particular occasion. However, he did manage to snaffle this absolute bomb on the inside. That's a big vertical hit, and he's going to attack again into the lip there. Just using those legs to push that board up in the steep part of the wave. Plenty of spray, 6 points, got him into second. And he's looking good right now, but he's under attack here from Gordon. And here he goes, that beautiful deep bottom turn that he's got. Driving out of the pocket, he's got a flatter section. He's gonna have to navigate a bit of water here. And he's doing well to keep that board going. Can he tag it? And it might have another opportunity on a little go right Brucey bonus on the end. And he blows a bit of tail, 4.5 for the requirement. That was really innovative surfing. Not only innovative in terms of maneuvers, but also keeping his options open about even whether he's going right or left, Bundy.
Yeah, he stuck with it. It was really good surfing. It was all on the line, 2 minutes to go. Couldn't make a mistake, and he didn't. I think he's got enough. Talk about variety. That's one of the criteria. And he certainly showed that. Wasn't these sort of big turns out the back, but he made up for it on the inside. His lefts are starting to really... Oh, there we go. There's a bit of a priority sort of issue. Looks like they dealt with it quite well. McNamara had priority and used it. I don't think there was no type of interference there. In the old days, that would have constituted a major international kind of disagreement. But right now, it doesn't look like there's going to be any type of major repercussions from that.
Gordon.
Gordon. What did you get?
4. Scores in. It's a 4. It's not enough. So with 120 on the clock, he'll stay in third. He still needs 4.54. McNamara, he's holding on to that second spot for now. He used his second priority then, and he held Coelho off away, which is kind of smart, good competing for a young one. I like the tenacity, I like the use of priority. In the end, it didn't amount to a score, but he wasn't to know that. He had to keep Surfer in 4th place off that. He only needs a 5, so it's still open at the moment. But you'd rather be Etienne or McNamara as the clock ticks down, as we see a major wave approaching. So here goes Gordon. He got bounced off the horse and went down pretty hard with a slap. A lot of power, a lot of wobble down there. I really like the way his entry into the waves is really nice. But just on that occasion, gets kind of buckled off. And here goes our Hawaiian. McNamara on the inside, having a look, doesn't find a section. Gordon had to go again. He's found something else to stand up on anything, counting down, 15 to go. He's going to the inside. He puts up a backhand floater. He's not going to ride out of that. I'm not sure it was going to be enough for the score he needed anyway, and I think he knows it. The judges know it. Meanwhile, okay, this is going to count. Looking for a 5 and a big hammer drop out the back from Coelho.
Oh, there's people coming out of the foam all over this place. Emerging from waterfalls, mountainous cascades of whitewater on the shore. Massive flurry, a lot of waves. It looks like Pedro got an interference for that last one when he took off with the guy. So there you go. This is going to be rudimentary, although it was a great way to finish. Look, that's a big wave. That's a nice turn. Lip comes over him. He rides it out. And he's happy. He doesn't know about the interference just yet. He's going to be less happy when he finds that out.
Yeah, he claimed it. And then right on the insides, McNamara going up 12 o'clock rock, belting it. Nice and vert. Not sure it's going to change anything. I think our official results will be as we were. Well, if he gets more than a 3, he'll improve. But he needed 5, 5, 8 to go into first. Of course, 1 and 2 will advance. Sunny skies here at the Pro Santa Cruz, presented by Noah Surf House. Come back and join us for Heat 13 of round 3, right after the break.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Em 2009, lançámos a fibra e poucos imaginaram o que seria possível. Crescemos, lutámos e acreditámos. E a fibra venceu. Fez-nos rir, fez-nos chorar, fez-nos fazer e até sonhar. Deu-nos mundo e deu-nos um mundo. E venceram os sonhos de milhões de portugueses. Hoje é de fibra que somos feitos. Ligue-se à maior rede de fibra desde 29,99€ mês, com velocidade até 1 GB. Mel, a fibra é dos portugueses.
Welcome back to beautiful Santa Cruz. We're back live and our official results are in. And Leopold Etienne with a huge number, 867. Backed it up with a meager one, 2-9. Doesn't matter. He gets through in first, and alongside him, the Hawaiian Makai McNamara at 6 and a 3. Combines for a 9, and it's just enough to outdo Luke Gordon. Pedro Coelho. If you were Luke Gordon, Ben, sum up your main feeling right now. How are you feeling? Gutted?
Yeah, a bit disappointed.
Didn't do much wrong, did he?
No, well, he did actually. He made a few mistakes, but I still think...
Okay, did a lot wrong, didn't he?
I still think he may have had just enough. I think he showed enough variety. He looked really good.
Next heat's the smoker. Nelson Clorek with a high centre of gravity. Cruzy. Going to do that low slung backhand bottom turn, I reckon. And then, of course, we've got Tay Butler, our new joint favourite surfer in the world. Anna Rashikoto. Here goes Cruzy, belting it hard. And he's got a big wave here, Mitch. He's gone a long, long way. So, good quick turn from him. Haven't seen much of him on the QS in Europe for the last couple of years. It looks like he's back with a vengeance. He's fired up. He's mad for it.
Yeah, he's been in and around the scene, but yeah, had a poor year last year after he was on the CT in 2015, I think. Yeah, really good surfer, really good smooth style, quite compact. Loves the beach breaks. But we'll pick over Mitch Cruz a bit later after this. We're going to head down to the beach. See Diogo talking to the winner of the last heat. Take it away, buddy.
Thanks, brothers. Leo, congratulations. Nice effort out there. It's tough there, difficult conditions, but it seems you are a happy guy. Tell us about, are you enjoying the times here in Santa Cruz?
Sure, my first time here. Place are really beautiful. We're stuck to in my hit. It was pretty hard at first because I didn't know the hit was on the first 3 minutes, so I wasn't on the first exchange. I got pretty stressed at first, but I got a really good one. I still don't know my score, but I hear it's a good score. And I didn't know I was first all the hit, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
I think it was an 8.5.
I didn't know, yeah. I got 2 turns, so yeah, I didn't know if it was a 5 or 6 or an 8, so it's great.
So, what you have done yesterday on the lay day?
I tried to surf in the afternoon. It was pretty big. I got destroyed, but it was fun. Wave was from pretty big bore, but it was fun. Yeah, I surfed.
And now what? What you gonna do for the rest of the day? Drinking some beer or what?
No. I'm gonna go back home, chill, watch a hit of my friends, and recover and be back tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations, and looking forward to see you in the next round. Back to you guys in the booth.
Yeah, thanks, Diogo. Good job, Leopold. Sun shining in Santa Cruz, what we like. Crowds filling up on the beach too. If you're in the local area, come down or stay home, catch the webcast, send us a tweet, leave us a message on the YouTube stream. Cruzy, he's dropped to 3.5. And that's the only thing to really tell you about so far. I'm really looking forward to Tay Butler. He ripped on Monday. He gave a belter of an interview. So let's see.
Yep. Kehu, I was just talking to his sort of manager and mate and coach, Kurt Jacobs. They had a good surf up there at Peniche yesterday to warm up against that little rock wall there.
Yeah, we made a call not to go up.
We met about 5 times. We always said that, no, there's no way. It's onshore. It won't be any good up there. It was 3 to 4 foot and no one out and quite fun. So there you go. Sometimes you got to, you know, if you're in Portugal, go check it. There is a spot with good waves on this coast, always. Anyway, yep. So he's in form. He's had a couple of tuts. He's keen to fire up. Yeah, but Mitch Cruz, former CT surfer, currently running a gaining spot out there. That is Kato, Japanese surfer. Nice little wedge in the inside. That's a nice section, and he nailed it. Went again, really smooth. And finishes off. So well surfed wave, a really nice wave. These laps are starting to really improve as the tide comes in. That's Cruzy. Sort of thought it was going to go right, but he was just fading. And another one, big spray. And a nice turn. You can just see as these seeds come in, there's a little bit of elevation of the surfing. They're coming off the bottom harder. They're hitting the lip. Well, Clarek just hit his head.
Clarek belting that, taking on a big...
That was the high centre of gravity. That was the issue there, I reckon.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Cruz. He's just got that little bit of extra spice, hasn't he? He's got that extra 10, 15% in his turns, a bit more whip and speed. And it is nice to see him really having a go. And right behind him, Clarek realising that he needs to up the ante in terms of from previous rounds. The performances are going up. Just saw an excellent ride drop by a Frenchman, Leo Paul. So, there's Tay Butler, our Kiwi from the east coast to the North Island, New Zealand.
Mount Manganui. Yeah, there's a strong lineage of New Zealand surfers. Of course, we had Jay Quinn on the CT many years ago, along with, and then his younger brother Jay Quinn, now surfing for the United Kingdom.
Yeah, he's Welsh now. Daniel Cariopa.
Yes, Daniel Cariopa.
He was a ripper.
He was, yeah, one of the great pioneers of New Zealand surf. Of course, we've got Paige Harrop, currently on the CT. Billy Stammen.
Ricardo Christie.
Wow. Ricardo Christie.
CT right now.
CT right now.
Lovely head of hair.
Lovely man. Lovely vibes. Real true hippie at heart. Except when he just goes mental in the competitive stakes. But yeah, really cool guy. All the Kiwis are pretty cool. Just pretty relaxed kind of a bunch. And but yeah, that's Kehu. Right now he hasn't had a wave. He won't be too relaxed about that, I'll tell you. Only 18.
Slower start to this one. It was a flurry in the last one, wasn't it? It's like waves non-stop, surfing all the time. Leopold didn't even know the heat had started somehow. I guess he must be having real trouble with the onshore wind, but he said 3 minutes in he didn't even know the heat was on. I'm interested to know what he thought might have been going on. I mean, why wouldn't it be on?
When the last one finished, the next one tends to start.
Fairly safe to assume. You see a competitor just lighting up for massive hacks to the pit.
Hey, what's he doing? Hey!
So, 18 remaining in this one. Cruzy's built up ahead of steam, but here goes Tay Butler, the Kiwi. He's got a meaty wave here, but he will need to wait for this to get on the inside and steepen up, and it does. And he belts it pretty hard. Pretty cool dismount as well. I like to see a little bit of a jump first. It's nicely done. So, Cross Cruz he's got a 7.5 for that last effort.
And he deserved it as well. That was wicked surfing.
He's gone up near the excellent range. We did say, just noticed the quality and the pedigree just shining through as these higher seeds come through. And he's shown us that little bit of extra pizzazz. And the judges enjoyed it. 7.5 for him. Matches with his 3.5. That's why he's on 11-point total. Right behind him right now with just one wave. It's Kato. He's got a 5.83 of his own. So that long left from Kato. And he kept his board kind of going from rail to rail the whole way. Had a lot of flow. And it got some good wedging sections. Let's check out Cruz. Kind of fading back, putting himself behind. Then he'll attack a whitewater section. And then this one stood up, and that was really nice. Just kind of ripped the top off of that. And then you just see that little extra release on the tail. It got Mundy excited, and the judges went 7-5. This was early on, that 5.83 from Kato. Nice flow here, Mundy.
Yeah, nice flow, a lot longer wave. That was a nice turn. And another, a lot of spray. So you just see that there's a longer wave, but not quite the energy that Cruz had, and that's why he's probably about 2 points down on his opponent, but a solid score nonetheless. And then Kehu Butler also came out with a pretty strong left-hander, get a 5.1. So Mitch Cruz out in front, two other surfers in with a solid scoring wave to begin with, and that leaves the Frenchman just chasing to get back in the heat with 16 minutes to go.
Tweet in from Doug the Claw in Torquay. Good to have you watching online down there in Australia. Must be pretty late down there. Obviously, the hardcore surf fans. He wants to know, Ben, have you noticed many innovations in sort of wetsuit technology on the QS this year? Anything standing out to you about wetsuits? I noticed there's a sort of like almost like a tribal tattoo logo on our Japanese surfer Kato's thigh. What's happening in the weddy world?
Well, I also noticed Mitch Cruz had
flames.
Yeah, the flames. Circa lifting Matt Hoy spray from the late 1990s.
What's your stance on chest sip versus back sip? Everyone goes to chest sip these days. Are they better? Back sip's better, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, why have people gotten rid of zips? Zips work. Well, until they don't, and they always come unstuck and the things come undone. But yeah, I like a good old... There's nothing more embarrassing than when you're down at the beach with your neck through the right arm holder, your left leg coming out through the neck bit, and you have to ask the 55-year-old man to help you out. I mean, personally, that's not my vibe.
Nelson Clarek here, ripping one, the Frenchman. And he's bringing it all the way through to the inside and will tag it nicely there. Normally puts together pretty smart heats, Nelson. Doesn't make lots of mistakes. Very sort of polished competitor and surfer. Stays pretty cash as well. Doesn't seem to let the emotions kind of take over. Just keeps it on a fairly even keel.
From the Lacanau region, or is he the Hossiger?
They're originally from Brittany, but he lives in Osgore now, in that area. They've got a crepe place. They do like Breton crepes. Estagno there, next to Sancho's place.
Oh, yes.
They've got the Creperie Clarec
nice.
by the roundabout there, Estagno. So, if you're in town, you want to get something yummy after a surf, hit them up.
Him and his brother.
And Pops.
And Pop.
Yeah, and Papa. They're all in there. 14 to go. Cruz still in the lead from Kato. Still only ridden the one wave. Yeah, I wonder what the next big innovation in wetsuits is going to be.
Wetsuits. Yeah, well, you know, your advances in, well, in an ideal world, the biggest sort of leaps are coming in the materials, aren't they, and using more environmentally friendly. But we're going to come back to that, Paul, something you are very passionate about, I know. And we're going to go down to the beach and see what Diego's going to say this time with the heat winner from the last one. Take it away, Diego.
No, thanks, boys. He's not the heat winner. He's Kurt Jacobs, actually the coach of KU. How are you, Kurt?
I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So, watching these kind of conditions and your athlete in the water, what's your thoughts and what's the strategy for this hit?
The strategy was to sit a little bit deeper than everybody else and pick off the double ups because they had a bit of a running wall to them. But Kehu seems to be sitting a little bit wider than deeper. But he's got he's got a 5.17 on the board, so it's early days. It's a good start.
It's your first time here in Santa Cruz?
In Santa Cruz, yes. Not in Portugal. I've been to Portugal a few times, but I haven't been back since the 2016 World Juniors at Ericeira.
And what you can tell us about this sandbank?
It's gnarly. It's so heavy. Like the lefts are hitting the little sandbank and they're just dumping on the shorey. It's really fun if you can get the right one, but it's just quite gnarly.
Thank you so much, Kurt. I'm just going to leave you with your athlete. Thank you so much for being with us. Back to you, boys.
Yeah, Jacob's no slouch in his day, was he? He liked to belt a lip, didn't he?
He did. Sure did. Yeah, he was a gnarly competitor as well. Served on the QS for a long time. Really committed.
he probably won't mind me saying that he might not have been the most highest talented of his sort of generation, but he worked so hard and he got some amazing results from the Northern Beaches. Now, having been up on the Gold Coast the last 12 years, he's got a little management group, got a lot of athletes under his watch that he looks after in terms of pastoral care and financial advice and career advice. So yeah, good to hear from Kurt. I could get him in the booth. He sounds like he gets to the gab too, hasn't he? And a good beard.
A little lull in the action. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be more back half of this heat coming at you right after the break.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Favorite sound first thing in the morning. We are on. Let's see what unfolds here. To show why that he is the best surfer in the world.
Back live at Santa Cruz. The sun is out. The waves are pouring through. We are in the round of 96 of the Pro Santa Cruz heat number 13. Only 3 more to go after this.
I'll tell you what we got. Everyone's come to the party in this one. Let's stay with live action here. Here goes Tay Butler. We just heard from Kurt Jacobs, his manager. He's belting this. He's already got a 5.1. As Kurt was saying, and this will be a backup for him. But we've got 3 surfers, all with scores around that. Nelson's is a 4.17, but still, this no one's running away with this yet. Cruz got that 7.5, he's out in front. But in terms of second spot, or even first, wide open still. Here goes Cruzy, having a look. He does like the rights. Obviously coming from the Gold Coast.
He loves the right. I'll tell you, one day we were surfing, I don't want to name drop. I think it was me and Pete Durbidge and Joel Parkinson out in this left-hander at Hossigo, near your place, Paul. Paddled out. It was just one of those Bourdain's rip bowls.
Are you Binsy? Are you Bins?
This left rip bowl.
Your famous mate.
It's just us out. These lefts firing down the line. Cruzy paddled out. First question he goes, what are the rights like? I'm like, mate, how would I know? I don't care about rights.
Classic Cruz.
Classic Cruz. Classic Gold Coast Cruz. It's like, mate, you'll get caught in the rip. You'll be on him pretty soon. But yeah, he loves the rights. But it was a left. They got him a 7.5, which is his opening score. So he's in a commanding position, but needs to back it up.
Even on that one, he sort of faded right first of all. He tried to go right, didn't he, if you remember?
He tried to go right. Speaking of rights, Kato. Going right, nice first turn. Oh, that was savage. So, yeah, that was a nice little kick out. Oh, and he's butchered that. That's a mistake. It's Cruz going left again. The cut back, not much happening on that wave. And that's probably why he thought, no, I'm out of there.
So 4.33 in for Kato, and this was Tay Butler. Sort of a scrappy opening. And then he got a meaty section here. That was a nice belt. It was good enough for a 4.8. He's in third at the moment, looking for 5.07. 7.30 to go. And what do we got here? It's cruise control at the moment, out in front. There's a nice hack. And then makes room for himself in this bowl. Takes on the section, just tagging it, matching the wave.
Matching Tendulkar.
And it's Cruzy. I think he's saying goodbye to his 3.5 with that. What do you think?
Yeah, I really liked how he drew out his turns. Mark Lackamau getting ready down there for the next heat, surfing red highest seed. Yeah, he really waited on those bottom end turns, really drew them out, and then hit the section at the right time. So, yeah, I reckon you're right about the 3.5.
I'll tell you what, Lacamar hates a powerful left-hander, doesn't he?
Hates a rip bowl.
Oh, he's not into it at all. Beach break less. He doesn't know much about
he
them.
just hasn't much experience with them.
No.
Not that he hates them, he just has very little time actually surfing them.
So here goes Korek. And he's
Oh,
maybe looking for some bit of tube time in here. Decides not to. We thought maybe he was going to pull in there.
He got like a bit of shade. There was just a tiny bit of shade that came over him. But yeah, not a real. I haven't seen much of the tube action.
So score coming straight in for Nelson. It's just a 2. He's struggling a bit, but he's got 6 minutes and 10 seconds, and he only needs 5.99. So he can turn this heat around. As we see sort of zen-like focus of Mark Lacamar, who would love to get a crack at the tour with his good mate Joan Duroux, who's been basically going from strength to strength. He's really stepped his game up, sort of improving on the job, Joan, and he's looking very much like he belongs on the CT. Marco, of course, those two kind of came up together. The two goofies travelled a lot, and he would love to get on there with Joan, but he's going to have to get some banger results on the QS to earn that spot against a really competitive field. Looking to get that started down here in Portugal. Of course, European leg. A lot of events in this part of the world. A lot of opportunity to build up those points. That's exactly why he's in town. Travelling with PV.
Yeah, hanging out. And Ramsey, Buchheim. All three.
He's coming up in round 4. Ramsey seeded into round 4, right?
Yeah, there's Marco there. Warm up. He's done a few of those in his time. 5 minutes. I would say it's a high intensity warm up at this stage. I think he's done all that. It's the most French warm up I've seen in a long time. But he's already done the hard yards. Now he's just looking at the lineup. He's probably got about 30 seconds before he paddles out. Nice new channel. Look at those, Al Marek. He's been on those for a while now. Really confident with his equipment. And loves the bowl. So we'll see how he goes. And here's look at this little wedge. Who's this? Looks like it's Kato. Oh, nice top turn. Try and look for a double up here. Other ones that Kurt Jacobs was saying that Butler was eyeing off, but this one hasn't given him much. So just going straight. Finally got a section now. Got rid of the tail a little bit. He's got one more. So he's been busy again. So
I like him.
Yeah.
I love the style. I think the bottom turn is sweet. And travels distance kind of smoothly. Washes off the speed in the turns nicely. Not going crazy in the lip because the wave didn't let him. And he got a nice first bash away. Was in second prior to that. Building up ahead of steam as the clock ticks down. 3:45 to go. It's still Cruz, Kato. You 1-2. Kato might make the task for Butler and Clark a little bit more difficult right now. Of course, priority is going to be with Tasto. It's next roll of the dice important. He's the more inexperienced surfer in the field. Let's see how he holds out his nerve here. 5.07 is very much a gettable score for him. Can he pick the right wave out, Ben? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think.
Find
Yeah,
wave?
yeah. I think he doesn't need much. He's been showing pretty good form. Just hasn't had 2 big sections. So Kato, that wave coming in there though, so that could make his job a little bit harder. 5.2. Yeah. So now Kahu needs a 5.93, and we've got Nelson Clarek. So he's the man that needs scores as well. That wave is not going to help him, unfortunately. It's got Butler's got priority. But he's going right. He's got a big section there. Oh, and swings the tail and lands it, or does he? He does. Interesting to see what he did out the back. It was also a pretty nice finish, aggressive. Looks like he came out with a bit of speed.
Yeah, it's nicely done. His requirement did just poke north, didn't it? 5.93. So, wonder what he got done out the back, or whether that was just that turn. As the clock ticks away, time and tide wait for no man or woman, of course. And right here we got under 2:20 on the clock as we see our heat leader just swooping that rail turn off the top. We said he liked rights, he found one. And he doesn't bother taking on that inside section. With 2 on the clock, he gets out. He's going to paddle back out. But he's looked in pretty good nick ever since he dropped that 7.5.
Oh, and here we go, it's correct. The Frenchman. Oh,
spicy.
That was spicy. Nice. Just stabbed that tail right in the pocket, bust the fins out, and then came out with a fair bit of control. So there's a lot to take in here in this heat, a lot of action. We're still waiting some scores. And
let's check out the recap, why not? Cruzy. He started off with a fire lit underneath him. And he came out swinging. The Gold Coaster had a big wave that went into a deep hole early on, but that just served to make him a little bit angrier so that he could attack the lip. Do turns a bit like the ones he got on this wave. Sets up out the back and then gives it a good old-fashioned belt there. And then he belted it again. 7-5 there, Mundy.
Strong.
I like this guy. Really enjoying the way he kind of cranks off the bottom, sort of compresses. He's had those waves that are always sort of doubling up behind him, so he's had to keep fading, and he's done it really well. Nice line through that inside bolt. He's looked pretty good value for second spot.
Yeah, really smooth, good wave choice. And this was his right hander here, so a bit more flair here. Got that one up. This next turn's pretty really dug the rail, showed that part of his surfing, and then flicked the ride out. That wasn't a scoring wave, but shows you why he's in second. And leaving, we saw that right hander of Kehu Butler was got a 4.13, so that wasn't enough. He still needs a 6.
So
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, ticking away.
See the current heat leader Cruz, he's on fire. Look at this, nice left. And that'll be his victory lap. So Mitch is done. He'll be really happy with that. His first competitive outing in Santa Cruz at this event. If he keeps that up, there'll be plenty more Paul Evans. We might just go to a commercial break and then come back with all the action after this.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
And a warm welcome back to the beach, to Pro Santa Cruz, presented by Noah Surf House. Official results of the last one, Cruzy and Kato, you won 2. Unfortunately, we say goodbye to Butler and Clarek. I'm Paul Evans in the booth alongside me for the call. Ben, the Space Ghost Monday. Why do they call you Space Ghost Monday?
I'm an interplanetary do-gooder, just like the cartoon character was. Or I may have lacked a bit of lack of pigment, so I'm fair-skinned, ghost-like, some would say.
So, out in the water, we got Enzo Cavallini, the young Frenchman out of Southwest France, taking on Daniel Templar from Portugal, Marc Lacomat, of course, out of France, and Diogo Martins. 25-minute heats, 3 more to go, including this one. We're going to wrap things up in about an hour and a quarter's time down here at Santa Cruz. About 3 really important heats to decide before that, and there's a super late drop from Martins.
Oh, down the hole.
Good commitment.
Yeah, poor execution though, but that just all wedged up at the wrong time. Daniel Templar going right. Like Cavallini exercised his priority. And now he's waiting for a stand up on the inside. Oh, tries to go upside down and never really got the hang of that. Goes down.
I like the aggression, though. He's attacking on the inside, so what he's going to need to do. He's got his work cut out here. He's got a really tough heat. So, having a go on the inside. Got there late, didn't get it done. Got plenty of time. We'll just wash that off and reprocess. But it's definitely a statement of intent. No nursing your turns. You got to lay it all out there on the line. How's Twitter going, Monday? We got much coming in?
Yeah, there's loads coming in, actually.
Loads to keep caught up. Sorry if we're not reading yours out. Obviously, you can understand. We're kind of getting a bit inundated. There's a lot of people online.
Yep. We've got one here from Pal Peralta, who's in Santa Cruz, funnily enough. It's unusual. Pal, ask Paul. He says,
hey, Pal.
He says you're known for your big ideas,
Good to have you online, mate.
Your blue sky thinking.
Yeah, sure. I'll go along with that.
Pal, he's not. But anyway, nice of you to a nice intro. He said, yeah, if you could change one thing about professional surfing, what would that be? Big question.
Competition or the sort of pro surfing in general?
He says professional surfing. I'll leave you how to interpret that as you will.
I mean, I've gone on record before. I would like to see beach starts in competitions. I do like to see him running down the beach. Here goes Marco in red, and he bashes it hard. He's got the power to match this wave, and he does so there. And again, good flamboyance on the dismount, almost a somersault.
He went head over hangers, didn't he?
Innovation and progression on the dismounts, haven't we, with speed, power, and flow?
So beach starts with the one thing you'd incorporate.
It's up there, yeah. How about you, Mundy? I mean, Powell hasn't asked you, but you got anything you really like to get out? No. Okay, 21 and a half to go. Cavallini at the moment with a very slender lead, but Lacamar's about to post a number, and it'll be certainly a score for him because it's his first wave. Same as the last one, we had a sort of slowish start in terms of frequency of waves caught, and then it really came to the boil nicely in that last heat. It's really enjoyable encounter. Good to see everyone get a score to kind of put them in it early on. No one's really out of it. Ben, looks like have you had a little light bulb moment?
Oh, I just remember the one question before from Mary Lou from Louisiana that we didn't get to read out. She's fired up going, well, you mentioned my name, then you...
Yeah, sorry, Mary Lou.
You didn't get to... what was that? I'm relatively new to the sport. I know I'm quite young at 16. Previously, you mentioned one of your commentators' gigs, Celia's rode a kneeboard, and she asked, what is that? She hasn't come across that in her time. So...
Well, hold that thought. We're going to get on here from a very happy Mitch Cruz. We'll just stick this live wave here. Oh! Huge maneuver from Daniel Templar. That's massive. Judges are going to process that. We're impressed.
You might get a knighthood for such a maneuver.
And in the meantime, while the judges score that, let's hear from Cruzy.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, I'm here with the heat winner, Mitch Cruz. Mitch, what a show, man. Tell us about that heat.
Yeah, I just tried to... was just paddling the whole time, it felt like. But no, the tides filled in. It just turned into a fun shory, so it was good to like ride a bunch of waves. But yeah, no, it was good fun.
We know you love to go to right, but you managed to find those lefts.
I know, I've been surfing so many rights at home, and yeah, it's good to come over here and get some fun lefts. We surfed Carcavelos yesterday. There was some really fun lefts, and yeah, just happy to be back in Portugal. I love it here, and never been during this time of year, so just gonna try and have a really fun time.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed Portugal, as we do. Thanks, congratulations. Back to you, boys.
Yeah, thanks, Diogo. Wow, someone attacking and going down. Looked like Diogo Martins. Going down hard there. So, scores.
I don't care about the scores. All I care about is the fact that everyone yesterday was getting waves, and we were staring at our hotel and going, oh, no, it's no use going anywhere. There's no waves anywhere. I spent a whole day with you, inside. Anyway,
Martins.
It's not about me, is it?
Just snapping it in the pocket and then taking on the lip. Didn't get the timing right on that one. Meanwhile, score did drop in for this stuff. Really nice hang time.
Huge floater.
Nice and dramatic from Daniel. Of the night stamp bar, 4.57 for him Monday.
Yeah, nice, more action. Yeah, so Mary Lou, a knee board as Giggs, I mean, Giggs toes into huge waves at Dungeons on stand-up as well. He rides a knee board. It's a board where you lie on your knees and catch the waves, and it means you often get lower, get in the barrels, get loads of slabby waves of the knee boards.
Deep in the tube.
There's only 8 left. There's 4 below 20, and there's so what we've actually got with Giggs, which is part of the knee board rehabilitation program over here. We're getting to breed, so we've found another knee boarder, a female member of the species. We located her, and she's lovely, and so we're hoping that over time we can reintroduce the knee board, so that people like you, Mary Lou, will have younger generation that will know exactly what it is. So there you go.
17.5 to go in this one. Templar Lacoma. You 1-2 at the moment. Marco only ridden one wave. 4.17 for him. So a slow start to this one. As things just go a wee bit quiet out there in the North Atlantic. Of course, we are here in Santa Cruz, Portugal. It's about an hour up from Lisbon. It's 30 clicks or so up from Ericeira and Peniche, 2 of the great surf towns. And of course, if you just carry on a wee bit further north, you find yourself in a little town you might have heard of called Nazaré.
Nazaré.
And speaking of Nazaré, we've got a legend from Nazaré, the water safety guy, Sergio Cosme, and he's standing by with Diogo.
Yeah, that's right, brothers. That's the man himself, the guardian angel of Nazaré, Sergio Cosme, a local boy here. Sergio.
Hi guys.
How are you doing, man?
I'm fine, thank you. And you, my friend?
Yeah.
Big friend.
So tell us about the conditions today. You are a water patrol guy. You are used to surf Santa Cruz. The guys are having hard
Tough
times
conditions,
there.
yeah, tough conditions. This week it was not the best choice, but it is the window. And the conditions is are these ones. The surfers are breaking in these conditions. It's way better right now. In the morning was messy, but at least for me, I'm outside. It's better because it's really hard conditions to be outside. Really cold, bad weather, and now.
And talking about that 12-minute documentary passing on Red Bull, lots of media, what's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, man, it was an amazing video. I want to appreciate, to thank to all the guys who made it, to Red Bull and all the guys. Thank you so much. Amazing video. It
talks a lot about you.
Talks about Nazaré. Talks about the story of Nazaré, my story, my vision of Nazaré, what I do there, my work, and the movie. It's really good.
The question is, are you a happy guy?
I'm happy. I'm a happy guy, yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Serginho. Back to you, boys.
My brother.
True legend.
All right, nice vibes down on the beach, checking in with the water patrol. Yeah, check out that clip.
Yeah.
The Guardian Angel Nazaré, Alex Floral doing that.
Yeah, Mikey Corker was involved as well. Yeah, amazing vision. But I tell you, yeah, you think he's a happy guy, mate. Those people that, when he turns up, they're the happy ones, because he's literally saved many lives.
Let's check out what happened during the break. Here goes Marco during that last interview. Fading back, just looking to get back up basically with this, because he waited a long time. He's gone 10 minutes. He's only ridden one wave. There's the snap.
Trademark.
Find some inside section. Nice. Really nicely done. Maybe the timing just a wee bit off, but still get it count as a backup. Are you saying that the relationship between Sergio and the guys like Nick Von Rupp, that's a similar kind of thing as you and Shane had at Nazaré? Is it kind of getting towards that level, you and Dorian? Or not quite there yet?
No, not quite there. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that.
Okay,
I mean, I can see the similarities.
It's cool.
But we're more equal.
Let's go live. Here goes Cavallini, Frenchman. Backside attack from him, belting it. Liberating a bit of tail, gets under the explosion, does it well. Judges will process the number. We're going to get a break and we'll be back with more live action right after this.
No third bird yet. Mark off the break.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning side.
Welcome back live to Santa Cruz, Portugal. It's the Pro Santa Cruz, presented by the Noah Surf House. And scoreboard-wise, a little bit of news. Marc Lacomar has got himself a 617, the good French Goofy, for that last attack. 3 turns for him. Found his rhythm right on the shorey, and it's good enough to get him up in first. A really quiet start from him, that man on your screen. Would love a big result down here. He's got to be one of the favourites to take this thing out. And he's made a reasonable start to this one. Points-wise, a great start. Scoreboard position-wise, because he's in first at the moment. We're down to the second half of the heat. I'm Paul Evans. And sitting on the couch alongside me is Ben Mundy.
What's been your highlights today, Paul? What stood out for you doing another amazing day here of surfing Santa Cruz? Anything that really floats your boat?
I liked him when we went on hold. No, I'd say the 867? 867 from Leo Paul was huge. What was impressive about that, he didn't know his score. There's John Mel.
Or that he was in a heat. Yeah. Whoa, here we go, up there. Nice bit of backhand whackage there from Daniel Templar. Waits for the section to build up, cracks it. Nice. So Templar only needing, well, a tiny score of 0.93. He'll get that. So he's going to put the squeeze back on his Italian competitor. And Lacomar just staying busy. Little wheelie exit, but got a pretty good hold on the heat. The man there, Diogo Martins, he's gone down the hole a few times, had a few lips to the head, so he's still recovering from that. Needs to get back in the heat, get some scores on the board to have a crack at this. Only 10 minutes to go.
Who is going to step up here? Wide open this one. Lacomar in the lead, but there's plenty of room. We could see a change around at any point with 10 minutes to go, because no one is really running away with this let yet. This is Martins. He's swinging on the inside. Finally gets one to stand up. And then not quite nailing it on that last maneuver for him. He knew he needed to push. Knew he hadn't done loads. Maybe pushed a bit hard. Kind of blew himself out the back of the wave. Late takeoff, Mundy. How do you like this effort?
Yeah, late. We're just saying you need to get something to get back in the heat, so he's done that. There's not a whole lot of opportunity. Sort of zigzagging around, waits for the... No one ever likes that foam on the wave. It just makes life more difficult, and then he just went to kick the fins out. At least that would have been a completion. He didn't do that, so not a huge wave. Scoring wave, but he's back in the heat. Gives himself a shot at least with around a 2.5, I'd say. Yeah, we're just waiting on that. Just dropped in. Our last was a 4.43 for Templar, a 4.43. So that moves him up into second. So we've got Surfer in blue and white trying to chase down a 5.33 and a 6.53. 9 minutes on the clock. Heat 14. We've only got 2 heats after this. And the round of 96 is done and dusted. 64 surfers left. 3,000 points on offer. 3 days of which to run it. Swell and sun predicted. You know what my prediction is? The good times, Paul, good times.
I love it when you talk like that, Mundy. You're getting me really excited for a big, strong finish here on the weekend in Portugal. Saturday with the sun out, packed beach, ripping performances, big scores. And then maybe check out the sundown DJ set at the Noah Surf House. What could possibly go wrong? Good way to start things off. So, at the moment, still Lackaman in first. He's only ridden 2 waves. Well, he did one where he just kicked out straight away, but 2 proper waves. At the moment, it's good enough for him in that first spot. You can see them there just trying to listen. That onshore wind is blowing the dulcet tones of our beach announcers back from whence they came. Of course, should give a shout out to our beach announcers. Got the Portuguese triumvirate, a potent trio of Portugueses, Bruno, Nuno and David. Love those guys.
They're
Here goes Templar.
Like the world's oldest boy band, aren't they, those 3? Just on tour. Just sort of...
World's worst looking boy band. Here goes Lackaman, your heat leader. He's looking good.
Oh, wait for it.
Oh, classic Lackaman. Does he stick it? He
never holds back, does he? Ever, ever. That was massive. Yeah, they're currently doing a tour. They're called the beach announcers.
Prescott does a mean double backflip when they go into that dance break in the middle.
It always surprised me because like on Nuno's shoulders, I mean that's impressive enough. But when he does the flip, that's when you start to see why they're sort of playing to 10s or 12s of people sometimes at some of these big venues. Look at this, he's eyeing it off. That's a heavy section. Not many people would even attempt that. He kind of almost had his hand up, trying to claim it almost.
He was hoping for that cameraman to at least give him a high five down there. He's like, come on, don't leave me hanging. So out the back at the moment, what do we got with priority? The P is next to the name of that man, Martins Diogo from Portugal. He's only got a couple of 2s. He's had a bit of a nightmare. Under 6.5. He'll need to turn it around with his next action in this heat, Monday. What does he need to do? Find himself along a good left, smash it? Something like that?
Pretty much, yeah. He's
basically
he sort of got behind the 8 ball with that heavy takeoff at the start of the heat. He's never really recovered. But he knows the wave, he knows the area. He should be confident. 6.53. It's totally gettable. We've seen the scores just edge up in this latter half of today as the waves have improved and the big hitters have come into play. So not out of it.
How do you get into beach announcers? No one actually sets out wants to be a beach announcer, so you sort of get relegated there if you're not good enough for the webcast. Is that what it works? It's like no one wants to be a centre half. Right. They're just failed centre forwards, right?
How about we ask you in 5 years, Paul?
Okay, here we go. And it's Blue powering down the line. Martins looking for that score. Can he turn the heat around right here? Looking for a 6.53. Can he turn the heat around?
He can, of course he can.
Okay.
But he's not really shown. Well, I don't think he can because he hasn't shown anything in this heat to indicate that that's possible. He could surprise me. Meanwhile, Templar staying busy. Got the frosted tips. Got the backhand whack. He's got the yellow bands on the wetsuit. He's got a sticker on the front of his board. He's got a whole future. I like it. Lackaman, he's just playing it cool. No need to make any mistakes. He's out in the lead. Looking good. Obviously, he's had some big results over the years. He's made quarterfinals at the Quicksilver Pro and CT events. He's won big 10,000 QS events. One year became really, really close to qualifying in the CT. He's been within touching distance a few times, so that's the pedigree. And he's still going for this, trying to get valuable points, hauling back up in the top level of the QS ratings. A little work with Snake Patterson over the years. And we'll see a recap. We'll go through the waves, top scoring performers in this heat so far with just on 4 minutes to go. Okay, so this was a nice one for Mark. That was just a one turn, bagged a 4.17 just for one turn. And then he backed it up with this one. This is his highest scoring wave so far. Just waited for the double up. Got some open space. always throws so much spray. That's part of his surf, and just checked it under the lip. And got a 6 for those two, which is a little bit surprising if I'm being honest. Meanwhile, Daniel Templar, just another big one manoeuvre wave, but got a score. And then, as did Mark, backed it up with a bit more of a longer running left. A few little check turns, waits for the end, puts on the tail, finished it off. So that's why those two surfers are currently occupying the all-important first and second spots with 3 minutes left to go. Clean up set. Martin's on the wide bit. What's he got, Paul?
Here he goes, flying down the line. He's got a ton of speed, but he doesn't have an all-important section. He's in last place with a couple of twos. He's going to stay there with 2:50 to go at least. Let's see if he can get himself in the lineup, get another opportunity. Clock ticking away on his continued participation in the Pro Santa Cruz presented by the very excellent Noah Surf House. And this heat is approaching its dramatic conclusion at the moment. Lacomar, just saw him on the recap. It's been an economy of effort for him. He just threw away a 3-4-3, but other than that, it's just been his two scoring rides, really. It's been enough as we stand. Templar still looking for 5.75 to take that first place from Mark. Meanwhile, Enzo Cavallini, he could be a danger man Monday. There's 2 on the clock. He's got that all-important capital P next to his name. Means he's got first dibs on whatever comes through in the lineup. And his score is a very modest 4.24 that he needs. It's very achievable for the Frenchman. Let's see if he can convert as we see some sets approaching.
As we see that man here, the heat leader, Lacomar. Nice turn. Oh, he's eyeing off something big here, guys. Oh, and gets it off and absolutely stomps it and does a little chirpy claim there. What was that? I liked it though. He's happy. It's a good sign. He's got his own signature. Whoa.
Oh!
Whoa. Yeah, ouch.
So Marcus coming in early. It's 90 seconds left to go. He doesn't care. He's like, I've seen enough of this. I'm coming in. So, score going to drop in for him. Looks like he's making his way on the beach. Probably just dying to get an interview. And the rest of this field are going to sort of play it out without him, are they? If it looked like he was making his way in. Just indecision. But anyway, let's see. Templar, that man there. Love the aggression, taking on the section. Went down really hard. Big floater.
Awkward. This is the one.
Marco just jamming. Use the power. Belting it nice and hard. Give himself a little round of applause.
No, it's have to ask him about that. I like it. It's improvisation in the claiming world, which is what surfing needs.
So, what do we got out the back? Here goes Diogo Martins. He did find himself an opportunity. I don't know where Cavallini is, but he should have really had a go. He's had priority for a couple of minutes. Anyway, let's stick with Martins. Looking for 6-7. Oh, he's found a big section. He's not going to come through. Cavallini should be in the lineup. Just basically needs to stand up on anything. You only need a 4.24. Clock's going to tick away, Mundy. And that's it.
And done it. Lacomar stamps his quality on proceedings. Daniel Templar goes through. Another heat is done and dusted. Only 2 left in the round of 96. We're going to go to a break. As soon as we have this commercial, we'll come back with the last 2 heats of the day. Don't go anywhere, please.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning side.
Em 2009, lançámos a fibra e poucos imaginaram o que seria possível. Crescemos, lutámos e acreditámos. E a fibra venceu. fez-nos rir, fez-nos chorar, fez-nos fazer e até sonhar. Deu-nos mundo e deu-nos um mundo e venceram os sonhos de milhões de portugueses. Hoje é de fibra que somos feitos. Ligue-se à maior rede de fibra desde 29,99€ mês, com velocidade até 1 GB. Mel, a fibra é dos portugueses.
Welcome back to the Pro Santa Cruz presented by Noah Surf House, a QS 3000 coming to you from the coast of Portugal. It's a good afternoon and we have another fresh heat on deck. Big Saliers here alongside Diego Petrochinho.
Yeah, thanks.
Getting better? Am I getting better at it?
Yeah, better.
Some official
better.
results from that last heat, Diego. Mark Lackamore showing the pace. That makes him a almost championship tour surfer. He keeps knocking on the door of potential qualification. Pair of sixes in a tricky lineup here this afternoon. Sets the pace as we move now into round 3, heat 15. Just 2 more to go to wrap up the round of 96 surfers here on this second full day of competition. A couple of big names involved here. Ruben Vitoria is your surfer in red, highest ranked in the red singlet. Watch out for Elliot Parriata Reed, the Kiwi surfer in blue. And John Mel is our surfer in white. Maxime Desagnos will make up the heat, the French surfer in green. And talking about French surfers, let's go down and hear from Mark Lackamore with that win in that last heat.
Thanks, Kixie. Mark, didn't catch a whole load of waves out there, but you always kind of looked like you had it under control.
Yeah, just try to catch the good wave. It's pretty tricky, but when they come, it's like, I like it. It's like powerful and some nice walls sometimes, so wave selection is really important.
Been around the QS for a while, we've had some great results. What are some of the important kind of keys to days like this, difficult days, difficult conditions? What's some of your strategy?
It's secret. No, I don't know. Just mainly try to stay calm and like focus on my surfing and catch a good wave.
And you got your mate PV, you travel down here with, he's in your corner, coaching you. Is Snake in trouble? Snake's job under pressure from PV?
Oh no, PV is just like my really good friend. Like actually he stopped competing for like a lot of years and he's just do it this one for fun. That's his only contest of the year. So it's been so good to travel with one guy from home, one of my really good friends. I don't get the chance to do that often, so it's always nice. So we tease each other, like see who's gonna go the more far in the contest.
All right, mate. Well, sun's out now. We're hoping conditions, wind's going to get a bit light. It's going to be sunny for the rest of the event. Good luck. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, boys, take it away.
Yeah, thanks. Well, we're all having fun with it, aren't we? Have a look at a couple of waves during the break there. A little in and out, though, for Ruben Vitoria. As we mentioned, those 4 surfers out in the lineup doing some work during that interview.
I think this is live action. So I can see on the boarding score that you are waiting for some scores for every surface. So
judges working on a number of scores for us. Start having a look at it. This is John Mel from Santa Cruz, California, the other Santa Cruz. Lovely hit in the top corner there for John. Judges have thrown a 3.67 at that. Here's Elliot Parriata Reed. Getting tricky in the afternoon light here, is it, Diego?
yeah, even for us here inside the studio, it's hard to see the screen.
So close for the Kiwi surfer in blue, holding on to that. And this was Ruben Vitoria, the Spanish surfer, mid-range 3.53 for this effort here.
And this is John Mel again. Nice bottom turn, nice line, quick snap off the top, and finishing strong, dropping hammers.
Yeah, throws a nice hammer in the top corner. So a bunch of replays coming at you here. If you're just joining us, it is the second to last heat of the round. My apologies, long days in the booth here. It's the QS grind. And this is Elliot Parriata Reed, a 4.53 in the can for his 2 scores, a 4.53 and a 3.73. And this is a replay of Maxime Desagnos, the young French surfer in the green.
He's a really skinny guy. He passed through me before the heat, and I look at him. Oh, you are really skinny.
You definitely won't mistake him for Paul Evans or myself, will you? 25-minute heats make up the order of competition here. John Mel, that young surfer on screen, campaigning on the qualifying series, sitting 75th at the moment, is the young John Mel. Of course, if you recognize the surname, yes, it is son of Pete Mel. Pete down probably in Bells Beach, catching a few waves of his own. You see here a little in and out for your Kiwi surfer, Elliot Pariata Reid. Lower down in the rankings is your surfer in blue, the 23-year-old out of Piha, New Zealand, sitting 183rd on the qualifying series. Did a bit of work over on the east coast of Australia, 73rd at the QS 6000 in Manly. Not a great result for him. Of course, his best results coming in 2018. That man getting a great run through the Indonesian series of qualifying series events, because those number of those coming up again, including the Cruz event, QS 3000 now upgraded in South Sumatra. So the World Surf League getting work done all around the regions of the globe. And that is our overview here in Santa Cruz, the other Santa Cruz. This is, of course, 50 kilometers north of the capital of Lisbon. Half an hour drive south of Peniche, the site of the upcoming again this year. Great to have it back on the calendar.
With a nice addition.
Yeah,
the
women's
girls are
surfing
coming,
comes to Peniche this year in Portugal.
10 years after the first time.
Exactly.
The first one, the Surge in 2009, was male and female.
Exactly. Here we go, following live action. Elliot Pariata Reid, heavy sections. That one, you'll see some of them. So the high repetition here in the lineup. Talking of high repetition, John Mel now up on wave number 3. Banked to 467 on his previous wave. We'll just want to hold this one together. He does. So trying to look to drop a 367, which he scored on his opener, is young John Mel. Of course, dad with the Freeline Surf Shop up in Santa Cruz, California. Regards to Mom Tara, Dad Pete, hope you guys are online watching. This is Victoria, the Spanish surfer. Opened with a 353, goes down early there. Full days here on the QS grind. This is what happens when you fall off the championship tour.
Yeah.
And I'm not referring to commentating. Of course, we're having a good time with the 2 QS 3000s back-to-back make up this week and next week in Portugal. What are we making of this replay here, Diogo?
This is Elliot Reid on the left-hander. He was chasing a lip, but unfortunately the wave shut down on him. This is a good wave by John Mel. It's going to be a good backup. We already have the score for this wave. It was a 4.33, so increases his leading. John Mel.
All very close here.
He's quite of a tall guy, but he's really smooth on his turns. I really like that style. And this is live action with Elliot Reid. Nice backhand turn. Nice hook off the top. Under 15 minutes or under 15 and a half minutes.
So Diogo,
waiting for scores for the last of blue.
Here's the replay.
This is the replay. He needs a 4.48 to moving forward for first position.
Good hit in the top corner there.
Yeah.
We've seen some numbers come for single maneuver contributions here. Been some heavy, especially as the tide comes in on the fuller tides here, folks. There's some big bowls and walls here. Combinations of turns. If you get 2 turns back to back on the inside on the steep bowl section, you're going into the good category scores. As I say, we have seen a couple of single maneuver hits in the lip here for the 6 range numbers. That last one's just going to check in at a 3.9. Judges not over impressed with that end section slam for Pariata Reid. I mentioned that man on screen, a great run through Indonesia last year, making the finals in the Similue Pro, 17th in Cruz, and a 3rd in West Sumbawa, amongst other results. Great to have Indonesia really putting their hand up as far as a qualifying series region.
This is live action with Ruben Vitoria with a nice finish.
Nice from Ruben there.
Spanish surfer
Ruben sitting 76 on the qualifying series, coming off some momentum. Quarterfinals over in Tenerife a little while back. He's been doing some traveling as well.
Looking on the reform, double up, managed to put down a really nice hook.
Well, Ruben's sitting third. He needs to build numbers. Not much to attack Pariata Reed, the Kiwi surfer in blue's position here. And he's not going to find enough. Last of Ruben, just a 2.4 as we follow now. Your surfer occupying second place in the heat at the moment. New Zealand represented here by Elliott. And he'll really pat that one all the way to the dry sand. Signs of that incoming tide here. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's getting late. Shadows are stretching. Silhouettes are getting harder to identify here in the late afternoon. It is spring in Europe, but I'll tell you, it still feels like winter. We have had, again, 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah.
Magic Seaweed offering us a better day of competition tomorrow, saying that the swell is settling down. This broken swell getting replaced with a bigger period, cleaner swell out of the northwest. And then into light winds all the way through Friday and wrapping up this event on Saturday. Sunshine and offshores, Diogo, as a local, you promise us for Saturday?
Yeah.
Happy to stick with your promise?
Even for Friday.
Okay.
A little bit, like the side off.
Okay.
Like south winds, southeast. Yeah. The thing is, Santa Cruz is not completely west. It's more like northwest.
Yep.
So a southeast wind is almost an offshore, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah. Looking forward to see that if the forecast is right.
So John Mel, 75th on the qualifying series at this stage. Ruben Vitoria, the surfer in red, 76. So both will want to get advancing slots here. Having a look back, John did reasonably well here back in 2017 at this event, all the way to 9th place finish, 1 round before the quarters. For the young John Mel, growing in stature season by season, holding priority now in the lineup and also the lead here as we slip inside of 12 minutes to go. Second place being occupied by Elliott Pariata Reed from Piha, New Zealand. I think this is Elliott's first visit to this stretch of Portugal.
I was going to mention that. He's pretty far from home.
Well, Ruben Vitoria down in third. Doesn't need much, guys. Just a 2.4. No, my apologies, a 4.8 requirement. So just under the 5 is where Ruben, your Spanish surfer in red, is aiming. It's been a kind of quiet heat thus far from Maxime Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
Had a good run through rounds 1 and 2 yesterday. On Monday, my apologies.
Yeah.
Started with a massive 144 surfers here, guys. It's been the QS Grand personified here in Santa Cruz. Third priority, and having a look is your 4th place surfer, Maxime. Not much offered there by Maxime. Maxime did get a 33rd down in Senegal, so he made a trip down to West Africa. Congratulations to the WSL. Staging an event there. So not only does Morocco boast events now on that region.
I'm so glad on that, man.
Surfing,
Africa is one of the best places in the world for surfing, man. I love Africa.
Yeah, I live there. I know.
Yeah. I've never been there. I've never been in United States of Africa.
Well, someone that's been down to Africa is John Mel. Made a trip to Namibia last year. Now busy here in the qualifying series. Second to last heat of the day. Approaching section for John. Clean and efficient there just to wrap it up. Trying to ditch a low score of a 4.33. Meanwhile, here comes a charge now from your Spanish surfer. Nice top corner hit. He has those combos we spoke about. That one just buckling with the high tide.
2 hits, 2 strong hits by Ruben Vitoria. Really nice performance.
It's going to put Pariata Reed under some pressure here, Diogo.
I
That's
think
what I'm
so.
seeing.
Yeah, I think so.
Qualifying series, tough as always. No second chances. First and second continue to advance. Third and fourth fall away. It's the round of 96 surfers, so it is round 3. Of course, many rounds still to go.
Yeah.
Fall out of the draw now. You finish equal 65th, a mere 210 points in a QS 3000. 4th place finish here, 81st place. But you know what? There's another QS 3000 next week.
Yeah. This is the replay of John Mel. Kind of a mushy wave. but he was waiting for that double up. He showed up and he bangs it out with a nice re-entry. Nothing major, but overall it was a good wave. But look at this. Oh, I really like that turn. Another cutback, and here we are with a double up. Another good snap. It's going to be a good
eat
score.
that one up. That's going to see a new heat lead.
Look at that.
6 points in for the Spanish surfer in red. Flip-flop the heat now. John Mel drops down to second. And his last ride not featuring 3.07, not improving on a counting ride for the Californian. So Parialto Reed now down into third. Dos Anjos stays in fourth.
This is Austin Newman, the young kid from United States of America. It's going to be the last hit of the day with Manuel Selman from Chile, with Zaiki Tanaka from Japan, and Hugo Robin from France. So stick with us. Right after this hit, we're gonna go to the last hit of the day, last hit of rounds 64. No, round 96. Tomorrow we only gonna have 62 surfers, 64 surfers.
Important wave here for the Frenchman down in fourth. Slams that section. Heavy compression from the North Atlantic there, but somehow he'll hold on to it.
Yeah.
Holding a 1.4 in his scoreline, so he'll take whatever the judges throw at him for that one. Will Max Dos Anjos, the young Frenchman. And that man on screen, now your new heat leader, Ruben Vitoria from Spain. As we mentioned, quarterfinaled in Tenerife. He's travelled a bit as well, did the trip over to Huntington Beach for the Jack surfboard event. Not a great result there, tripped it down to Peru. Great to see the South Americas staging QS events.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, Ruben has had that winning feeling last year, took a win in the QS 1500 at that stage, down in Tenerife. Wow, yeah. Also got a 9th in Morocco back in 2017, first year that we had that event down in Casablanca. So the qualifying series regionally all around the world, lots happening. Of course, events being staged in places like Tahiti.
Yeah, Fiji, Indonesia, South Africa.
Yep, it's all happening. Yeah. We are raking in the talent from all around the world. And of course, they've got to make it through this grinding qualifying series. Come year end, finish top 10. This is a QS 3000 at the moment, so a win here is worth a valuable 3,000 points. 2 opportunities to bank scores here and points on that qualification series. Of course, we've had a couple of 6,000s already, a number of QS 3000s having been successfully completed in the first quarter of 2019. Jadson Andre already amassing a massive over 15,000 points using those QS 6000s on the calendar early this year to nab a bunch of numbers and pretty much almost take the pressure off his back half of the year. It's been a story with Jadson Andre each year of really putting pressure on results come Sunset Beach for that last QS 10,000. This year, he's going to travel slightly differently through the course of 2019. Jadson Andre is such a soldier, he's going to basically knock on the door of every QS. He knows that there's money to be made on these things as well.
Yeah, but even in the CT, he's going to surf without pressure. And we never saw Jadson Andre surfing without pressure because he's always struggling to do the cut, and this year he already had the cut by the QS events. So I think his surf on the World Tour is going to be better than other years. I don't know.
What's the first prize on this one here, this QS 3000? $15,000? I think it's that much. Clarify that over the next day or two.
I can tell you that. I have
we'll find out those what it's worth in the financial scale. Right now we're slipping inside of 5 minutes to go here in the penultimate heat of the morning. This is your Frenchman in green attacking the lip. Last score was a 2.63, did feature in his top 2, now changes his focus. And it is still pretty tricky out there, lots of water moving here on this northwest exposed coast. As we mentioned, pretty much smack halfway between Lisbon and Peniche is this town of Santa Cruz. And it's been a good run here for Ruben Vittoria and John Mel, occupying those top 2 slots. Wait and see now if Pariata Reed and Maxime Dos Anjos can find the numbers. This is how the scores have been built here as we go to the heat recap, Diogo.
Yeah, this is Ruben Vittoria, the heat leader, with his backup. Really nice surf by the Spanish guy. That wasn't his best wave. His best wave was another one with a couple of snaps. This is John Mel. He's in second position with that good snap and that finish, throwing buckets of water behind the wave.
Like that little drop shoulder from John Mel. Pair of 4s for John Mel, occupying second place here. This is his 4.33 inside slam here. Watch how fluid this motion is here, especially the end one. Just easy does it. So John Mel in that advancing second place position. This is where the lead changed. Up until that point, John Mel had been in the driving seat, but Ruben Vittoria would hammer this one home. 6-point ride for the Spaniard.
Yeah, really nice performance there. By
combination of maneuvers.
2 major maneuvers.
Yep.
That's it.
Speed, power, flow being exhibited by your Spanish surfer. No changes to the situation. Those are refreshed numbers, top left of screen. The Spaniards out front, the Californians lying second. Let's see if the New Zealand surfer, who needs just a 4.48, can find his way back into contention here and keep moving through the draw in Santa Cruz.
And I've got here the prize money, Gigs. So for the first place, 1,500. For second place, 700, 7,000. No, 1,500. No, 15,000.
Yeah, you see, that's a healthy, that's a healthy amount of money for a win here in Santa Cruz, folks.
Yeah.
QS 3000 with a heavy loaded wallet dangling at the end. That is the story. $15,000.
And for the second one, it's 7,000.
Can live for years on $15,000 in Africa. Let me tell you that for free. 2 minutes to go. Let's see, you know who's having a quiet heat, considering his performances on Monday, is Maxime Dos Anjos.
Yeah, Maxime Dos Anjos is struggling it out to find a good place on the lineup. As you can see, the tide is almost full, so last waves coming from the lineup, and it's hard for the guys to choose well the place to be when the wave's coming. The thing is, it's equal to everyone, so it's an adaptation game. Everybody have to adapt, and the one that adapts better is the one who's going to go through this round directly to the round on of 64. It's going to be tomorrow. We don't have an official call for tomorrow yet, but I think until the end of this, of the next heat, we can say something to you guys.
Well, this is Dos Anjos' third heat of the event.
Yeah.
Found that runner-up spot in round 1. Was that heat won by Alex Bourdain. And then kept advancing along with Hugo Robin, who's coming up next. So we'll see now if the Frenchman can find the 6.07 in the lineup. John Mel holding second priority, but it is Elliot Pariata Reed, third place. That's holding the P next to his name. It's inside that last minute, so we're watching very closely here to see if this end result will change. We're down to the wire on this one. What's your opinion on the waves? Have they improved much? This is heat leader. This will be a victory lap here for Ruben Vittoria.
I don't think so, Geeks. Right now, I think the tide is too full. But regards that, there are always 1 or 2 bolts.
Meaty waves on the inside. That's what happens here in Europe. Gotta love it. Of course, heading now for the high tide, which is about 2 hours away. Low tide at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We actually did go on hold. Took a couple of hours off, which is typical of competition. I do believe it happens more often than not here in Europe.
Yeah, for sure, because of the amplitudes of the tides, you know. Yep. Here in Europe, you have a good or a great amplitude on the tides, especially when you have a full moon, you know. So it changes a lot from low tide to high tide. You can remember Mundaka. Mundaka, when it was pumping on the World Tour event, the thing is, it only works when it's getting low tide. So only a few surfers can surf that wave pumping. So that's why we are not having any more contests there.
All right, official result, that last heat, that last wave of Ruben Vittorio not factoring in, so he will win with the 6 and the 3.53 alongside his name. John Mel advances to the round of 64 here at the expense of the New Zealand and French surfers. That is an official result. Stay with us. We've got one more heat to wrap up the afternoon's action here, and of course wrap up the round of 96 in Santa Cruz, Portugal.
United States of America, Austin Newman, for the fourth, good luck, good right left front. Official results of the previous heat.
When the time is right, I'll sing my song to the morning light. And when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
It's a late afternoon here in Santa Cruz, Portugal. You're joining us for the final heat of the round. It's the round of 96. Now getting wrapped up. There's your heat out in the lineup. 25-minute heats, best 2 rides to count, and 2 surfers will progress. Who will it be? Manuel Selman, Daki Tanaka, Hugo Robben, or Austin Newman? We'll ask those questions and we'll answer them along the way. Big Celia's alongside Diogo Postacino. Better? Close.
Really better.
I'm getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what I love about Europe. It's such a cultural melting pot. I mean, think about how many different countries and different languages.
Yeah.
And different currencies too before it all became the euro. I mean, complex place in the world you guys live. No wonder everybody got on the boats and sailed out. Can't blame Vasco da Gama.
It's a nice point of view about the old continent. Yeah.
We love surfing here in the old world. Of course, good performance in that last heat from Ruben Vittorio, talking about regions around Europe. Spain is one of them. Let's go down and hear from the winner of that last heat.
Yeah, thanks, Giggsy. Ruben, looking at these kind of powerful short break lefts, thinking about your backhand, seems like quite a good match.
Thank you. It's so hard out there to find a good one. I was lucky to find a 6-1, so I'm happy to make my hit, and I feel lucky with that one, so I'm stuck.
You seem like quite a mellow guy, but in the water, do you like relish competition? Do you love competing against people?
Yeah, it's super fun. Like, I know, I love competing. The level is so high, so it's fun.
Last year, you had that win over in Tenerife that kind of put your name up there. A lot of people didn't know much about you before that. That was an incredible performance. How are you feeling about getting another win next to your name this year, maybe even right here?
I don't know. That was so crazy for me. Last year was my first year in the QS, and I won 1 QS, so it was so crazy. I couldn't believe, so I know. I'm happy to stay here in the QS and make all the tours, so I'm here and I won't compete more.
Okay, mate, well, good job. Keep it going, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, boys, take it away. Aur.
Thanks, Paul. Nice interview with the last winner of the last hit. Now back to live action. We have already scores for the last of red. Manuel Selman from Chile, Gigs. Watch out with this guy. Last year in this Pro Santa Cruz QS, he's smashing all the way. He went to the town with several of major maneuvers, nice re-entries, nice floaters, a really nice approach. It was one of the highlights of the contest last year.
Let's talk about 2018, the event. Well, let's have a look at replays first of all, bring you up to speed with what's going on in the heat here.
Yeah, it's Manuel Salmon. Look at this approach. Nice line. Good surf down the line. Nice bottom turns. Wow. And this is in green. Austin Newman. Great surfer. It's the two best waves of the heat right now. Thanks, guys. And this is the lineup.
So my question,
20 minutes.
Looking at the lineup this year, how were the waves generally last year this time?
Better than last year. Last year was the worst year ever here in Santa Cruz. It was stormy all days. The forecast was even worse than this one.
Stormier than this?
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah. But 2 years ago was pumping, man. Offshore winds, some tube rides, a lot of good ramps for the guys flying away, a lot of aerials. It was, a really nice contest.
Well, the 2019 edition, stormy start, but we are promised good for the end.
That's it.
Magic Seaweed really going well. Listen, guys, hang in there. Swell's going to settle in. Wind's going to go offshore. Having a look at Hugo Robin here, your French surfer in this final heat of the round and the final heat of today's action. Gets his turn to post another score. Opened up with a 2. Going to do a slight improvement, looks like, as the judges start penning in numbers.
Yeah.
Nothing really breaking down the door from anyone at this stage. You did mention the 2 best waves there for Manuel Selman, a 3.33. Austin Newman from California, a 3.67. So early start here for everybody, but no one really putting their hands up just yet. Of course, Austin Newman right now in the lead, 22-year-old out of San Luis Obispo area, so he's up the central part of California. His dad, Mike, got him surfing a couple of years back, and he's an absolute natural. Got him away from the couch and the TV games. Done reasonably well so far. He's been traveling backwards and forwards around his home nation. Austin Newman getting a 17th in the Florida Pro, also a 17th at the Jack Surfboards Pro. So he's working hard at this stage, just 22 years of age.
Yeah.
Came here last year, not a great result, 81st in the stormy conditions you were talking about in Santa Cruz this time last year. Made a trip down to South Africa in 2017. The World Surf League really did a lot of work back in 2017, setting up what they called the City Surf Series. Much like what you guys are doing here, each municipality really sewing in. His best was over in this town of East London called the Buffalo City Pro. Having a look at this one, Tanaka, the Japanese surfer. Now that's how you build points in the shore pound here in Santa Cruz, Portugal. We'll see now if Selman from Chile can do the same. So that's what's happening. There's a couple of waves that roll and bowl through and a couple that peak and fade. So it's tricky. Work rate. We've seen lots of surfing happening in these heats. It's non-stop action because you basically got to just keep rolling the dice. Get back to the peak. There's been very little to talk about with priority. Been 1 or 2 priority blocks and opportunities, but generally it's been plenty on hand for all of our competitors.
This is a replay of the last wave of Tanaka. Nice re-entry there. And nice kick out, like a kamikaze kick out. And you know, Geeks, it's interesting because the winner of this heat is going to face on the next round the heat with Frederico Moraes, Andy Crier. Andy Crier won here 3 years ago. And John Mel. So
loaded heats.
Loaded heats, man, for the next round.
All the big cats are waiting tomorrow morning. Start to see the championship tour surfers appearing in the draw. We've got names like Ethan Ewing, former championship tour event champ in Keanu Asing, won a CT over here in Europe.
Only in former CTs we have Frederico Moraes, Keanu Asing, Arid Saramburu, Mitch Cruz, man, Alex Ribeiro, Ethan Ewing, oh my God.
Nat Young.
Nat Young. Yo, man.
Big names are waiting.
Yeah, man. Jorgen Cousinet was one of the second guy of the cut.
Oh man, he got so close again.
Yeah. So yes, let's rest.
Slower start to 2019 for Jorgen Cousinet. He came out of the gates blazing, you know, like in 2017 and 18, just falling short. So maybe he's re-strategized his year. kind of putting more emphasis on the back half, not relying on being on the front of the QS.
Yeah.
That almost pressure, you know.
Yeah.
Live surfing here. This is Hugo Robin.
Yeah.
Recognize the surname, you should.
This is Austin Newman on another effort on the left-hander, the left ball. There you have the reform. Nice.
Yeah, that's good. That's efficient. That's going to work.
Yeah.
Austin Newman went from first all the way down to third with scores coming in for Tanaka and Robin. So still plenty of time here. We're not even at the halfway mark yet. 25-minute heats. 14 and a half still to go. Let the judges scrape those numbers together as we go to replay here of Hugo. Watch this end section, inside bowl opportunity, gets a big snap and goes down with it. Austin Newman doing a better job. A couple of nice clicks here for the Californian. That's a nice little pivot right there, complete redirection. And then a little two-stage float there, steps it, rocks and rolls it, and drops it nicely for the judging panel here. Wait for those numbers to settle in and have an accurate look at the heat situation. So waiting on scores there. Those numbers are not refreshed yet, top left of screen.
Yeah.
Talking of Daiki Tanaka, sitting 179th on the qualifying series. Got a 33rd this time last year here in the Pro Santa Cruz, did the Japanese surfer. Had a couple of good results as well. It's 2017. Got a bunch of 13ths. Talk more about that as we see Tanaka back in action here.
Whoa, nice bottom turn. Lovely turn off the top.
That's going to put a bit of pressure on Robin, who's dropped now to third. Selman down in fourth.
It was a really beautiful arc.
Yeah.
Really smooth, really beautiful. Yeah. I always love to see a good bottom turn. It's the beginning of all the maneuvers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's watch the replay. That was just a check turn. And now this is the money turn. Love it.
Lovely redirection there from Tanaka. See if that challenges the lead. Needs a 4.51 to take the lead away from Austin Newman. So the young Californian back up into the lead with refreshed numbers. Newman found a 5 with that rock and roll float and that snap in the lip. And he's already back out in the lineup. Awaiting one score now, and then we'll have a refreshed scorecard for you as we enter the second half of the heat here. Just on 12 minutes now to go. And Daiki Tanaka, nice snap for him. Judges working on that number. Of course, they do have replays. All the same technical stuff that we see at Championship Tour level being implemented here on the World Surf League's qualifying series. And this is, you know, we saw that very clearly over at the first stop, the Quicksilver Pro on the Gold Coast, how well Seth Muniz did. Now, Seth was on this level last year, mixing it up in these heats with these very surfers.
Yeah.
So the message here is that this level of the qualifying series has really ramped up.
For sure.
It's so much harder than a decade ago. And that gap between qualifying series and championship tour performances has been incredibly narrowed, which is really equipping surfers to come out the top of the qualifying series and straight into championship tour and to have a big impact. So it's super tough. As I say, a number of former championship tour surfers back here on the qualifying series, just grinding away. That's what this thing's all about.
Yeah, it's an hard job. Yeah.
I think we could see a lead change here. Oh, almost, just short. 4.5 in for Tanaka. So that is how the heat looks now. Newman first, Tanaka second. Tanaka
just by an inch.
1.8. Yeah, it's very close. And have a look at the requirements. Very easily achievable for Hugo Robin, your French surfer, down in third. And Manuel Selman from Chile.
We have a tie. It's a draw.
Well, almost a draw on the bottom half as well.
Yeah.
Requirements very close. Here we go. Big open wall here for your man in green. Austin Newman, heat leader.
Yes.
Will now start working with a little more freedom in the lineup. Will now
Really
be
nice
ditching.
under the
Yeah,
lip.
found a 5 on his previous wave here, Diogo. So
I
now
really-
looking to drop his 367.
I really love this kind of turns under the lip, floats down, airdrop to the front of the wave.
That's going to be a
It's
good
really
replay
difficult
for us.
Yeah, it's really difficult to landing those tricks.
So the 22-year-old Californian now starting to put his hand up in this round of 96. Looks like he's on his way to that next round. Of course,
Yeah.
all the big names waiting.
He's trying to increase his backup score. He's at 3.67.
Tanaka will be getting a refreshed set of scores from Beach Commentary. His last ride, a 4.5. You'll be hearing that he is sitting in second place, but he'll also be waiting to hear what this number is worth for the heat leader. Have a look at this replay here. This will be a solid number.
Yeah. 5.53 for Austin Newman. So, yeah, he increased the lead with a pair of fives, one 5.53 and another 5.0. This is the answer by Hugo Robin. As you remember, it was on the last heat of yesterday, or 2 days ago, and he was smashing like this on his backhand with vertical approach, vertical maneuvers, really powerful surfer.
Young Hugo Robin.
Yeah.
Currently sitting 215th on the qualifying series, so kind of low, needs to get his numbers up. Sitting inside the top 50 on the European leg, or the European series. A 65th in Netanya, and well, a 49th and a 13th in Senegal for Hugo Robin. Continuing the live action here quickly as we see another wave unfolding here. Beautiful sweeps on the rail for Selman. Inside section now approaching for your surfer from Chile. Big slam for him as well. And that is another good contribution. So this heat is starting to take good shape and form here in the back part. With 8 minutes to go, let's go down. Paul Evans, let's check in. What have you got for us?
Yeah, thanks, Gixie. I'm down here with a very busy man making all the big decisions. First of all, Marcelo, thoughts on today?
Today we did the whole round 3. We had to make a stop to wait for the tide turns around. Low tide, the bank is not working so well, so we wait 2 hours, and then in the afternoon the waves start pumping again.
Things picked up a lot. Scores have gone up as well, so great call there. Our Magic Seaweed forecast, what are we thinking for tomorrow and the rest of the week?
Tomorrow it can be a little bit cleaner than today, but it's going to be quite the same. But then Friday will be much better, no wind, and Saturday definitely for the finals the best day.
And thinking, we've got the sun's out right now, bit of sunshine as well?
I think so, yeah. No more rain.
If you're coming to the beach, bring your sun cream, stay covered, but most of all, enjoy the surfing. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can get rid of my big plastic tunic that I've been wearing for the last 4 days?
That poncho.
My poncho. I'm folding up my poncho. Yeah. No Mexican surfers in the draw, as I think of it. Here we go, live action inside of the 7-minute mark now. This is Hugo Robin, upside down and inside out on the inside section here in Cruz, Portugal. It's the QS 3000, and every heat is vital, every heat is important for each respective surfer looking to clamber their way higher on the qualifying series. Good chance now for guys to make up numbers this week and next week, offering 2 QS 3000s back-to-back coming to you from Portugal here. Right now,
we can't forget the prime events. Those guys are trying points and getting points for the prime events.
Manuel Selman from Chile, nice snap in the top pocket here. Getting silhouetted and now getting swallowed in the late afternoon light here in Europe. Meanwhile, action continues. Daiki Tanaka, Japanese surfer, they'll love that one. The judges will. Holds the rail and sets a line. That's going to throw some impact on the heat here. That's going to put Selman and Robin under a lot of pressure here, that I can tell you. 5.5 to go. Watch the replay of that one, Diogo. It's going to be a great,
yeah, for sure,
single maneuver contribution pretty much.
Gigs.
But we've seen this garner good scores.
Yeah, look at this. Fade it out a bit. Nice bottom turn. Nice snap off the top. Another good bottom, and bangs it out on the lip. Throwing buckets all over the place.
What are we thinking numbers-wise? Let's make it a chat.
Man.
I mean, we saw a 617 for a single maneuver this time yesterday.
I'm on
On Monday.
6 range.
I'm thinking high sixes there.
Yeah.
Who cares what we think?
Nobody.
That was the Japanese surfer awaiting a score. So this is going to be a telltale number here. Remember that Tanaka in second. If he gets more than a 603, he'll take the lead off Newman, the Californian. So we'll watch this number very closely. But what is going to be the reality here is that Selman and Robin are going to be under more pressure. So a lead change there with a refreshed score. That last ride, 617. You're right on the money there, Diego. Send you up to the judges' tower.
No way, man.
Hugo Robin down in fourth place, snaps in the pocket. He's got to build some house very quickly here now. 4:20 on the clock. And a couple of good snaps on the inside for your French surfer.
That was a quick turn.
Yep.
Tons of speed.
Got to go into the sixes. Does all of our surfers now to make a change to the heat platform. Tanaka out front, care of a very solid 617. Remember that Tanaka also 4.5 early on. So nice duel here between Daika Tanaka from Japan and Newman from California. Selman still down in third, looking for a 527, and Hugo Robin is looking for the 616. This is how those scores were built for your top two positions in the heat.
Yeah, this was in the beginning of the heat. Tanaka trying to find the momentum and the place to be to catch these good waves. This is the second one of the Japanese surfer. Really nice turn. I really loved that bottom turn. This was the answer by Austin Newman. This is the 5.0. Nice turn off the top, releasing the tail there. And nice floats. And this is the 5.53 with the late drop there. Bottom turn, goes to the lip, quick turn, and then bang, under the lip, re-entry, hair drop. I really love those kind of moves, and that was the recap.
Well, Austin Newman there, pair of fives, sits in that second place position. Let's put some pressure on the rest of the field. So having a look at requirements again for third and fourth place surfers, a 527 and a 6.16 requirements. What will it take now for Selman and for this man, Hugo Robin, upside down? Remember, we just mentioned it, looking for a 616, trying to attack that second place position of the Californian here, and that is a good effort. Bangs his hands together. Loved that one. Well, we can now mince over that score.
Nice
that
effort by Hugo Robin.
Yep, it's almost like we told him what to do.
Yeah.
And that was a good number, I'm thinking.
Let's
vertical.
Let's watch this. Oh my God. So good, so critical. And then the bonus section, quick snap, then bangs it out. Man, 616?
Is that a 616? Let's ask that question. You saying yes?
For me, it's yes.
Okay.
Because it was one of the last waves of the heat. He's chasing that score. He performed well. Nice and vertical, quick snap, and finishes up. So,
well,
for me,
scorecard is open. 90 seconds to go. In fact, now under 90 seconds. Wait and see what number comes now for Hugo Robin. Can the Frenchman pull it out the hat here?
I would love to see that number coming. This is Austin Newman again.
Well, this could be a very important ride in the context of the heat. Newman hops over the back. 1 minute to go now, and we don't have that number yet for Hugo Robin. Remember, 616 requirement.
Look at that.
And the judges are starting to sprinkle it in. One judge says a 6, another says a 7. So you know this is going to go north of the requirement. So Austin Newman, the Californian, will need to work here with 40 seconds to go if he wants to hang on. One more judge to lock in, but a situation change now expected in the final heat of the afternoon. Tanaka, meanwhile, sitting safely out front, your surfer in blue. 617 and a 4.5 for the heat leader. And now down to 20 seconds. Boys in the water wouldn't have been updated on this situation as well. One more judge holding up the traffic here. But either way, Newman's going to bump down. There it is, updated numbers now. Well, Robin will go all the way from the bottom to the top. How's that for a complete inside out on the heat? That number, a 6.33. That's how tight the heat was, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a 4th to 1st situation. Buzzer beater for the Frenchman. Well, I kind of didn't see that coming. I thought that Austin Newman's pair of 5s was in the conditions that we had on offer this afternoon.
I thought so.
And Robin is loving it. He's lapping this up. And why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he?
Yeah. Yesterday, if you remember the interview, he was so happy to join at this round. So right now he's going to be
making heats is Hugo Robin here. That there is now an official result. Hugo Robin goes from 4th to 1st, 6.33 on that last wave, becomes the feature wave of the heat. It's at the expense of Austin Newman, who bumped down to 3rd. Meanwhile, Daika Tanaka, who'd sat very quietly out front there for about a 1/3 of the heats running, bumps down but still makes the qualification. It is the qualifying series, so 1st and 2nd advance. And that has now wrapped up the round of 96 here for a big 2nd day of competition, 3rd day of the waiting period.
Yeah, it was a big day with 2 hours of Honnold event today. But we back it up here with great hit. And look at Hugo Robin.
He is pumped.
He's a happy guy.
Well, you know, there's always 2 sides to every story. There'll be a disappointment for Austin Newman and both Manuel Selman. So the Californian and the Chilean surfer fall out of the draw. That man was safe as well, finding the advance. Daika Tanaka. So Tanaka doing better than his visit to Santa Cruz last year as he moves forward and stays alive. We heard from Marcelo Martins, the contest director, that we're expecting reasonably decent surf on offer tomorrow. And let's go down and hear from an emotional heat win. Let's throw it down to Paul Evans.
Yeah, let's do that indeed, Giggs. Wow, Hugo. Fireworks at the end of that one. A dramatic finish. You're in 4th, ripped along left-hander, straight into 1st.
It's amazing, you know, doing all the beginning of the heat. I don't have a good wave. I don't know why. I have some problem with my board. I try to do some water, and I fell directly, so I don't really know why. And maybe, I don't know, it's 2 last minutes, maybe, I don't know. I take a last wave. I think the blue paddle a little bit, but he can go, and I go, and the wave is really cool. Amazing, man.
And as soon as you stood up, did you know it was a good score? Or maybe as soon as you got your first turn away?
I really don't know the score when I take the wave, because it's possible it's like 6 or 6.5, and I think I need like 6.20 maybe. So I don't really know the score, and I wait in the peak. I wait during maybe 3 minutes, and I didn't listen to the score. So I think I lose, but when you say I didn't finish the official result, I say, oh yeah.
All right, mate. Well, look, good job. Really good luck. Forecast looks like it's getting better, maybe cleaner conditions, and your confidence must be sky high.
Yeah, because when you can surf in that conditions, I think when it's perfect, you can have very better wave. So yeah, I'm confident.
Back to you boys in the booth.
Thanks, Paul Evans. Great emotions there being shown by Hugo Robin, and that is the fighting spirit that you need on the qualifying series. It's a scrap. Every heat makes a difference as they climb the ladder looking for points. And of course, that is how it is here in the QS 3000. It is a late afternoon here from Santa Cruz, Portugal. Giggs Cilliers alongside Diego
Patrocinio.
Yes, you see, I'm getting it right. We've had a big day here, guys. Any last thoughts before we wrap it up? Very positive news. The conditions are getting better through the back end of the forecast, according to Magic Seaweed.
Yeah, it's those are the good news. We're gonna have much and more surf level.
Yep.
More good waves, more action on the next few days with a little bit of offshore winds. The sun is out, so if you are near Santa Cruz, pass by over here, pass by the beach, say hello to us, maybe.
Expecting sunshine here in Santa Cruz from tomorrow's conditions settling down. We are looking at good surf conditions, and we have wrapped up the round of 96, so first and second advancing each time. But the big names are waiting in the draw from tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to have guys like Vasco Ribeiro, Kiko Frederico Moraes. You're going to have Nat Yang, Ethan Ewing. So all those guys are going to be in action tomorrow. So I hope it's going to be a great day of surfing.
Yep, big names in the draw coming up from tomorrow. 2 QS 3000s here in Portugal. This one here in Santa Cruz. Next week, we see everybody go down the coast to the capital of Lisbon, to Costa Caparica. Stay with us. The World Surf League's qualifying series continues here. Join us at 7:30 tomorrow morning for a call for a possible start just after that. It's a good afternoon from us here in Portugal.
I'll sing my song to the morning light, and when the time has come, I'll sing my song to the morning sun.
Favorite sound first thing in the morning. We are on